on the side of Twitter Spaces. And the YouTube side, I think everything else is finally going through as far as the live side. So we are here on both of those sides, and I think we should be good to go. I just want to make sure I got the rosters up on both windows, but I'll check that YouTube one just in case if something goes wrong. Sweden tries to get this into the offensive zone. They got the puck in between the circles and now pass it back D to D. Pelly is going to walk right in, but he gets canceled off nicely there by a couple German defenders toward the left side of the red line. Germany will get this now. It's been a battle of puck possession right now. It's 1-0 in favor of the Germans, but that's all that it's been. It's been a very slow-going first period, but I don't think Sweden's going to mind that too much. Again, they had a lot of their goals in the first, and they're already 11-0 in the goal differential medal in the tournament. Let's going to fire one, and that one goes wide of Lindbom. Sweden will pick this up as they'll go D to D safely in their own end toward the right side of the red line. It's going to be a race for the puck. It's going to be won by Sweden, but the stick gets knocked out of the forward's hand. One of the Germans actually overskated and behind their own end, and Sweden will pick this off across the IIHF logo. Now collected and crossed the red line off a couple skates. Sweden trying to shoot this one off the rush, and it's picked up now toward the right side of the red line. Sweden will go back and collect. They've had the puck possession over the last couple of minutes here, trying to keep this in, but a good interception by the Germans will cancel that off and put them right back to the neutral zone. 15:55 left to go in this first, still 1-0 on the shot board in favor of Germany. That's it, and that's all right now. Sweden trying to get this puck in, but Germany will cancel it off in their own end as they have plenty of reinforcements. Nobody's really kind of pressuring too much on the forecheck side of it. And Sweden will go back into the neutral zone, try to enter again as they'll dump across the red line. Germany will collect now. And behind the opposite Quap, they're looking to go left to right off the breakout side. Good skate through, but the puck is blasted in between a couple of skate blades and stick blades, as there is a missing stick blade for one of the German defenders, all the way on the back, but he's got enough time to go back and get a piece of it and go get a stick at the bench because the puck's still for the neutral zone. Germany trying to get open on the right wing side, but Sweden goes in and cancels them off quite quickly as there's three forwards back there. So Lysell will get it down, put this one down the ice. Germany will collect and intercept the neutral zone. And Sweden, stuck in their own end, they'll go D to D one more time and try to break out of their own end. A very defensive game right now within about the first 6 minutes of this contest. And I think Germany's got to like that pace of it right now. They need to be able to slow down Sweden after scoring 11 goals just the other day. Long outstretched pass. Picked up here by Germany as forwards will come together near the players' bench. Stick battle is won there momentarily by Germany, and their own end gets stick with it. There's a chance Lysell off the cross pass, big shot, and Quap just watch this one go sail harmlessly to the top of the left side of the bar. That should have been a big opportunity for Sweden there, but they missed the net. Sweden will collect with Lekkerimaki. He's got it now, fired to the screen. Quap sees it, holds on. So it's the first shot for Sweden officially on goal, as it's now 1-1 with 14:09 left to go in the first. So, as they said, we'll get a big look at Quap and maybe what he's going to be able to bring. And on the other side for Lindbom, Vegas Golden Knights product and a Carolina Hurricanes product, two goalies that probably have some premonition of being a decent pick and probably something good considering both products when you think about Logan Thompson for the Vegas Golden Knights and Peter Kochetkov now for the Carolina Hurricanes. Sounds pretty good to me, so we'll see how this ends up faring today, but they haven't had much to do in the first 6 minutes as this one's iced, and Sweden's going to have an offensive zone draw. 14:03 left to go in the first. So John out here with you. Thank you for joining me for this opening second game of day 2 of World Juniors here. It's a 1:30 start Eastern for Germany and Sweden. There's going to be a couple other games that follow. Czechia and Latvia will be at 4 Eastern. Czechia looking to go 2-0 after a big win against Canada 5-2 yesterday. That was a shocker for a lot of people, but as I said, covering some of the stuff during the summer, kind of seems like Czechia was a much better team and had a chance to medal one. I don't know if Canada really took them as seriously as they should have. Shot from the point. This one gets held there by Lindbom. And we go to a commercial stoppage here. Shot board is tied at 2. Score is tied at 0. Come right back. So checking back in from the break, it's still 0-0, 2 shots apiece for both squads. It's an offensive zone draw here for Germany, but Sweden's going to win the defensive zone face-off. Germany will try to just rattle this around the kick plate as it's trying to get picked up by Lysell. Race for the puck, and the German defense will go back and check up here. And again, I apologize in this game a little bit. Not going to have as many name call-outs because we didn't have projected lineups in front. So I do have some rosters in front of me. So when we do get goals and things like that, I'll call those ones out. And also as we go along, I'll get you some NHL prospects of it. There's a lot more on Sweden's side, more than there is for Germany. There's only a couple on the side for Germany here. So the fact that they have Sweden tied at 0 right now with 13 minutes in the first, that's a really good sign for them as they're opening WJC play today. They started with the early day off. So Germany now trying to go left to right, and they'll do. They got this across an open right wing, but a long outstretch poke check will knock it away. And Sweden will attempt to go right to left. The puck bounces between some skates. Nice steal. Maybe Germany can get a quick shot off, but they look to go for a toe drag handle instead. And this is picked up by Sweden. Probably like to shoot that one in the high slot. As Sweden going to get this off the drop pass, put it in the high slot here for the D. They go D to D. Now to the forwards. Lysell going to fire one, and Quap knocks it away toward the left side of the post. Germany has it now. They'll get this back in their own end, right red line to left as they'll go D to D. And now Germany will pull back in their own end. Make sure that they can get settled. And Sweden going to go ahead and take their changes. It's 3-1 in favor of Sweden. That's the unofficial totals that they have right now. As this is picked up toward the right side of the dot using the offhand as one of the German forwards try to use that body against the right boards toward the right dot and hold it across as there's a battle for the puck, and Sweden going to go ahead and pick this one up now. Sweden measured and controlled on their breakout, just like much of this first period. But now they might have a chance off of a rush, but nice cancel by Germany to break that one toward the last minute. It was a Swedish player rushing right toward the left side of the dot, and Quap would have had to make a big save, but it was canceled right off. Sweden has this in the offensive end. They're just going to go right dot to left with a pass as this is picked off now by Germany. Germany will play this off the embankment, but it's a poor one. It's stolen. Quap just going to hold it and take no chances. Smart decision by him. 11-14 left to go in the first. 3-1. Sweden has the advantage there, but we're still scoreless. In a first period so far, as we're getting close to the half of it, that's been very, very slow as far as what you would expect for Sweden after scoring 11 goals. But again, in the sense of where you have Austria and Germany, probably not the same level of competition, although Germany, they've never won a game against Sweden in the WJC, but still, this is a little bit different. As a rebound opportunity off the second one was also stopped by Quap. It was a slap shot that got blocked by the Swedish defense. Then it was picked up by Quap and saved off the rebound by Bystedt. So Bystedt wins the draw. It gets slapped immediately off one of the German players, and the Bystedt wins the draw, goes right to the net, and tries to get a second rebound opportunity on Quap. So no flybys there. He goes right to the net and tries to make something happen. He had 2 goals and assists and a +6 rating yesterday. Who didn't have a plus rating for Germany in the game against Austria? Bystedt has it now. Carlsson's on the left wing side waiting for him as Bystedt was just lost an edge toward the right side of the dot. As he goes down, Carlsson also there. He tries to pick it up in between his skates. He's going to save it back to his defense now and fire this one across. Is the Swedish defense, but it gets blocked by the Germans and then put down the ice across the IIHF logo. We're in Halifax here today. Now Rousseff going to try to fire one short side. This goes in between the 5-hole of Quap, but he holds it before it crosses the red line as Sweden will get an offensive zone draw. The shots are now starting to pop a little bit for Sweden as it's 6-1 with 10:24 left to go in the first. So thank you guys for joining me on the YouTube side and Twitter Spaces here today, again with no color cast on this side of it. Twitter Spaces is going to be the spot. I might have to also put the secondary as color cast on the iPhone side, but this will be a chance right now to go ahead and do this for Twitter Spaces and YouTube for the most part. So Rosen trying to take the draw as Sweden will win it. Ohgren going to go ahead and put this one close to Quap as now this gets picked up toward the left side red line and then immediately flubbed, but Sweden still has it, and behind the opposite Quap, they're going to fire one short side and a big save by Nikita there, as that was high short side to the left side post. Quap had the answer for it, and with 10:07 left to go in the first, we get another stoppage. So good answer by Sweden as they're finally starting to get that offensive press, but Quap's been good here early. That was a good shot in between, behind the net and on the left side of the circle as he made the save on the short side with the glove. Another face-off win. Lysell has it, holding, backhand toe drag, and he lost the puck, trying to race to go pick it up now, but Germany just knocks it away at the last moment. Sweden has it at center ice as they'll pick it back up. Lysell going to fire one of the forward, but the pass gets picked off. 9:45 left to go in the first. Germany has it now as Lysell will try to go back and get this now for Sweden. It's a 1-on-5, and Sweden actually gets the entry. It was all the Germans stuck in the middle of the ice. They couldn't get their spacing, so this is going to allow Sweden to be able to move this puck around for a little bit. Pettersson will spin the Vancouver Canucks product. As on the left wing side, he gives it back to the D, and Quap will get this one out of the air, put it right in the breadbasket, and catch it. So another stoppage here at 9:19. It's now 8-1. Sweden has the advantage there, but it's still scoreless. Come right back.
Let's be real. Your ears are gross. Yeah, you heard me right. Yes, you're cleaning them with these. You need to use them with trust. No one else will tell you how gross your ears are. The triple string safely clears dirt and wax buildup, but all you really need to know, it feels incredible. Whoosh by Black Gold. Get 15% off and free shipping at trywhoosh.com.
That's all TSM returns third tonight. Showdown to the Cowboys and Vikings. After 72 quarters of TSM CE2. Cowboys off a big win. Oh, Philadelphia. Ludvig Jansson, the 4th pick movement ahead. A big hit with quarters over.
Sweden will collect back in their own end as we check back into the action. 9 minutes left to go in the first. John out here with you. Watching this one on NHL Network. It's Halifax, day 2 of WJC Group A. Germany just starting out here. Sweden trying to go 2-0 as their schedule is going to get progressively harder as they're going to be taking on Czechia and then Canada in the next couple of games. So after the rout against Austria there was 11-0 the other day. It's a 0-0 game right now with about 8:30 left to go in the first. Germany has in the offensive end. They'll go D-to-D off the cross pass, and a delayed penalty is going to be against the Swedish players. Pettersson comes together, and it's going to put Germany on the power play. My apologies here, just trying to make sure that everything else is good for the voice and a little bit of an earlier assignment from a quick turnaround. I wanted to get a couple of assignments in there. Maybe if I don't get Cooper Hopkins in to do the mandatory workload there between the Seattle Kraken and the Calgary Flames, and he'll take the main play-by-play. Might take the off day for Wednesday, do for Thursday for USA and Switzerland before we close out the rest of the week there with the New Year's Eve plans. Because recovering from COVID and all that, I want to make sure that we're getting the mandatory time. It'll be 21 days. I've been stuck in the house there by the Saturday side. I want to spend time with the fiance. So Germany on the power play right now. They're 6 for 14 in pre-competition, but pre-competition, as they say, doesn't mean much. Again, it's a chance for Canada over pre-competition to look pretty good in a couple of games, but then when you have the result against Czechia, it kind of tells you a little bit of things. So face-off win there by Germany and a shot right on. And that was a stop there for Lindbom, but then there was a bunch of pushing in front of the net after. So Germany able to get their chance. They get a pass in through the net. Lutz was right on the doorstep. That was a great opportunity for Lindbom to make the save toward the left side of the post, and we'll do it again. Germany tries to win this draw. They do, between a player battle. A broken stick is on one of the sides, I believe, for Sweden. I'm trying to look on that side. As one of the gloves also was a piece of it as well. So Ness is going to get this one across. Pick it up now toward the right side dot. Lindbom waiting on the left side post. Shot comes to him. Another rebound opportunity. Couple stops by Lindbom there. So Vegas Golden Knights got to be happy with that, because those were some primo opportunities. And here's a third one that goes off the outside of the cage. So Germany on their power play, they're looking like a completely different team. They get this in the high slot now. Let it go through the screen, and this one does get tracked by Lindbom. So 4 saves in short order on the power play. And Lindbom was pretty excellent in that sequence. It was a shot from the point. It was a couple ones that were, he had Heigl right on the doorstep there for a couple of them, especially off the slap shot and a rebound opportunity that he got. And that was good puck tracking there by Lindbom as he made the save. So in the sense of what you have to do on the power play, you can't really blame Germany on that side. They had 5 shots already within the span of not even a minute, as this one gets dumped down the ice, but it actually bounces off the netting. So we're getting a neutral zone draw with 7:35, or unless we get a penalty call. It looks like Oswald's going to be going to the box here for Germany. And it's that Oswald from Red Bull Munich. And we'll see what this one's going to be. I'm going to look at the TSN feed of it. So he is just having a little bit of a bear hug on one of the Swedish players, and a hook and hold there, and you can't do that. So that's going to take Germany off the power play. It's going to be a 4-on-4 for about a minute 4. Sweden wins the offensive zone draw, and they have the puck possession now. You think with 4-on-4 and the way that they scored the other day, they might like this side of it, having less players on the ice. So Bystedt has it now. He's going to work his way, and he'll pass it back to the left side of the circle. Bystedt going to let one go through the screen. What a stop by Quap. It's loose, but he was able to find it underneath Leo Carlsson somehow. Good save there by the goaltender. Goaltenders have been pretty sharp here between Lindbom and Nikita Quap on both sides so far. 7:10 left to go in this first. Good shot into the screen. It was stopped there by Quap. And through the contact there, Carlsson was knocked down. The puck was underneath him, actually, and Quap had to locate it between the body that was down on the ice and figure it out. Rebound opportunity off the draw. And Bystedt had a shot, and Quap actually stops that one too. So Nikita Quap, he's been excellent. I would definitely say that. And Germany on their power play, they look pretty good on that side. But as far as the advantages of the 5-on-5, I would say neither. It was Germany on the power play, and the 4-on-4 side right now is favored Sweden, and that's where it is right now with 7 minutes left to go in the first. Germany goes D-to-D on a breakout. Again, 4-on-4 for about 20 more seconds. Byström will watch this go by here for Sweden. Now he'll get a stick check in there, break it through toward the right side of the red line. Bystedt has it now, off the spin, cuts back, leaves it for Lysell. Lysell going to go behind the office of Quap, holding up the forehand, gets this actually between the legs of one of the German defenders. Kind of got nutmegged on that side, which was actually crazy because he was just holding on to puck possession. But this is going to be an abbreviated power play here for Sweden. Again, for all of their goals that were scored the other day, again, I just saw 1 for 5 on their power play against Austria. And that was with 11 goals on that side. So center ice face-off upcoming as we get a stoppage. 6:17 left to go in the first. The German coach on the other side has the biggest glasses I've ever seen. Those kind of look like the ones I had in 5th grade. They look more like rain goggles more than glasses, but style is style. So Bystedt going to go ahead and take this draw as this goes back into the defensive zone. Again, Sweden has a power play now, abbreviated for about 30 more seconds. They'll get this across the red line, get the entry. Lysell with a series of speed shoots it toward the right side of the post as that one gets fought up by Quap and it hits him in the face mask up high. Cross pass. Try to get picked up by Beifeld now. Lysell has it now. Gets this back to his defense. Lysell going to take his time with it. Now this goes around the kick plate toward the left side. This goes back D to D. And now on the high slot, here's a chance for Lysell. He's going to wait and hold. Give it back to the defense, and this one is stopped. And I want to make sure I get this name right because I've been seeing this for a little while. And again, this is the one I said to look out for. Axel Sandin-Pellikka. He's supposed to be a high prospect in the first round. So Sandin-Pellikka is the hyphenated name. So when I see that, I know what to look for on that side of it. And Elias Pettersson, another defender there for the Vancouver Canucks. Not to be confused with the other Pettersson that's on the Canucks right now on the first line side. So exactly 1 second left to go for Sweden on their abbreviated power play. It's now 13 shots to 6. It's still scoreless right now. So I think Germany's got to feel pretty good about that, especially if they can get out of this first period here scoreless and they get a chance to get in the power play again. They might have a good opportunity because they look pretty good on their power play before taking a penalty. So 5:20 left to go in the first. Germany's got it now as they'll try to transition left to right, play an open, nice pass. And I'm just going to hit this off the embankment across the red line. The Germany battle for the puck in the neutral zone. And this is picked up by Kestra. Bystedt will get this himself, and Quap will fight this off with the goal stick toward the left side of the post. Lob pass down the ice, and a penalty hand in the air for interference. And we'll see what this is going to be on. This could be Elias Pettersson for the Swedes. And Germany's going to go back to the power play here in a moment. We come right back.
USA.com. I'm going to find minutes and if approved, just run the money as soon as the same business day. Oh, nice save. Saving money is easy. CashNet USA. When you need money fast, you need to hear us. Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need now.
Since the dawn, man, getting help has been hard. Whether it's for ED, hair loss, or your mental health. For Vince, getting help is simple. It all starts with one small click.
So we only had one vote so far on the poll, and it might have been a German fan because it said does Sweden start the tournament 2-0, and the one vote was no.
Look now, thank yourself later. Get started at 4innings.com.
Germany back for their second power play of the game as Pettersson takes an obvious interference penalty. He's on a pivot, skates, and decides to just quick check Oswald. Germany in the first minute of their two-minute power play, they took a penalty that cut their drive in half. Was really dangerous. 4 shots.
So Elias Pettersson for Sweden is in the box. Germany is on the power play. They took a penalty again in the first minute. They had 5 shots in their power play out of their 6 right now. They're being outshot 14-6, but 5 shots in the first power play in just a minute time. We'll see if they can kind of reciprocate some of that stuff and actually not take a penalty, that they could actually score on this. Good slot opportunity, but that was fanned on, and another one gets stopped there by Lindbom. Germany has it now as Thomas Heigl will play this off the inboards. Get this back to the D. Heigl with a cross pass. And Proska will get it now for the D side. Going to fire this one and shoot, and it's going to be stopped there by one of the Swedish defenders, but before it ever hit Lindbom. And Germany has been good so far on their 2 power plays, although they took a penalty again within the first minute of the first one. They had 5 shots, and Sweden able to knock a few seconds off the German power play with a little bit of forecheck, but Germany now looking to go left to right. Getting good speed across the entry, but it's off sides. 4:02 left to go in the first. 14-7 as the shot board advantage here for Sweden. But we're still scoreless. Germany on their second power play Sweden's had an abbreviated one because of the penalty that was taken in by Germany with 1 minute left just a few minutes ago. As possible, you got a good look at that on the TSN side. He just fanned on the right side of the slap shot off the 1T. That could have been something seriously dangerous. So neutral zone draw, one there by Germany. Still got a 1 minute exact left to go on their second power play. Going to flip this one ahead and try to chip and chase to himself as one of the German forwards. And now they will pick this up across the left side of the red line. Poke free there momentarily. But Sweden all over this thing in the defensive end right now, just trying to get this out. And the rest of the Swedish defense is right in front of the net trying to help out Lindbom. As this gets worked around across the point, big time shot. This one gets stopped. And now Germany has this in behind the office with the Swedish netminder. They'll play crisscross. Nice looking open shot toward the circles. This goes off the face mask of Lindbom. So now 7 shots on the German power play. They've had just 2. And there was only a minute for the first one. Now I'm behind the office. This one gets played across, D to D. And now in the high slot looking for the 1T. This one gets stopped off the legs and up and out of play. So Germany's power play, once they get ready to go here with the extra man, boy, do they look good. I will say that for sure. So on the power play side of it, I would definitely give Germany the advantage. Yes, they're going to have 2 of them, and one of them will be cut a minute short, as we keep saying with the penalty. But Oswald with another good-looking shot there toward the left side of the stick there of Lindbom. And then the one-timer there for curling. And that one was also saved as well. So good-looking power play so far for the Germans. And I really think if they keep getting a couple of more opportunities, they're going to take advantage of it. Face-off win. Taking the slap shot as Oswald's going to hold. Put this across the left side of the red line. Germany's power play is going to run out. But again, they were really active on both. I would definitely say that that is a good check mark moving forward. Germany with the outstretched pass. As this one goes back, this bounces off the stick of Lindbom, and now Sweden. Since getting to the kill 2 for 2 here, let's see if they can make a little press. So Bystedt has it now. Trying to pick this up toward the right side of the red line. He tried to center out a pass. This one gets slap shot. And Quappel just watch this one go across the line land boards. It was an absolute rocket, but nowhere near the net. There's Germany. We'll just knock this one out of the air with a half little swap there with the stick. And now at 2:24, we're going to get a neutral zone draw. Nothing, still your score. Sweden shot advantage cut down a little bit thanks to a couple of Germany power plays. 3 minutes of work at that, 14-11. Sweden has the advantage on that side. So at 4 Eastern, it's going to be Latvia and Switzerland. That'll be the next game. I think Czechia is going to get another game here tonight. They might get the late one, or they're going to get the game tomorrow, but it's going to be a big opportunity for them to go 2-0 after a win against Canada the other day, the one that we covered. It's probably part of the reason why I blow my voice out a little bit on that side, because it was an absolutely crazy game. So Carlsson will get this one now, and then he's going to go ahead and take his change as Sweden will attempt to go right to left. Carlsson has it now. Nice toe drag in between the legs, but he tried to get the shot off against Quapp, but he fanned on it. Carlsson's still with it and behind the net now. There's Germany just trying to collapse. They want to make sure they don't concede anything in this last minute 40. Jansson will fire, and this one goes toward the left side of the post. Germany's still trying to get this out right now, and they finally do with an outstretched pass. This one goes down the ice. I thought it was across the red line, and it would not be an icing, but that was not the call. So 1:34 left to go in the first, and we get a stoppage. So Carlsson on the TSN side, he was just able to get toward the left wing side with, again, not a lot of speed, but a lot of skill there as far as keeping the puck in the blade and trying to get a shot off there. He just got knocked off the last moment by Duel. So good defense there with the active stick check. Bystedt trying to get this one now. And it falls right to Quapp off the face-off draw. And we'll do it again. 1:29 left to go in the first. So thank you for joining me on the Twitter Spaces side and the YouTube side here today. I know there's not going to be too many people that go in and out, but this is going to be day 2 coverage. It'll be an early game for me. Maybe the Seattle Kraken and the Calgary Flames with Cooper Hopkins. If he's available tomorrow, I'll take the color and I'll take the play-by-play. If not, maybe it'll be Detroit and Pittsburgh if I'm really feeling up to it. But Thursday, no matter what, will be USA and Switzerland, and then it'll be done for me for the rest of the week with the New Year's Eve plans. So 1:10 left to go. Elias Pettersson back on the ice now after serving the penalty. And again, every time I say that name, I think about the Vancouver Canucks on that side of it. As Germany will intercept into the neutral zone. It's a 2-on-2 the other way. The shot bounces off of Lindbom. And we get another stoppage. Maybe this one was, I think, one of the, and now I know what this is. This is actually one of the straps and behind Lindbom's neck came loose and then automatically blew the play dead. As Heigl was firing a shot, and I guess it just dislodged part of the face mask. So because of that, you get a momentary stoppage no matter what. They got to get that strap back in. So 56 seconds left to go. He's got a nice set of salad there. My hairline is a little receding there, but Lindbom's not. Again, this is an under 20 tournament on that side, so you figure these guys have a full head of hair when I don't anymore, being 35 on that side. But 56 seconds left to go in this first. It's scoreless. Shot board is now getting pretty close to even, 14-13 in favor of Sweden. Pretty good first period, in all honesty. A lot more defense than I expected, but both of these goalies have actually been really damn good on that side. Part of the reason to say that the scoreline is what it is this one gets iced again, and Sweden's going to have another offensive zone draw with 42 seconds. So Lindbom's a 222nd overall pick by Vegas in the 7th round in 2021. Say he looks pretty good on that side. And on the other side for Nikita Kwap, I say he looks pretty good on that side. That's your summary of the first period. These goalies have done a good job, but when you get Germany on the power play, I think that's when they've been their most dangerous. Race for the puck there, as Rosé almost got it knocked away from him and picked up here by Sweden. Trying to get a little bit of break out there. Bystedt has it now. He's going to try to pass this one in between the legs of Kwap and center something up to the blue paint, but nothing doing. Nikita Kwap finds it, tracks it, and holds it. So the Carolina Hurricanes netminder, 6'4", he is a big boy. And every time you see this in the replay side of it, you can definitely see that size. He's been able to track this puck nicely. Even when there's been traffic in front of the net, he's definitely been the better of the two netminders, even though both of them are unblemished. And TSN made a point out this, that he had to be very good. But this one, as I say, right off the faceoff, this does bleed right through an Engstrom. Going to get the goal here for Sweden, as that was a goal that Germany could not give up toward the end of the first, considering how well that they played. That one just bled right through Kwap. So in the sense of all the fantastic saves that he's made, that one was one he'd probably like to have back. So Rosen won the draw clean, and the shot back to the D-man just bled right through Kwap. It's going to be Engstrom's goal right off the faceoff win by Rosen. Or maybe they'll say it'll tip off of Rosen. And I'll go ahead and check this on the live sport box score, and then I will update this as we go across. But it is 1-0 Sweden. They get the goal that they really wanted at the end of the first period, and they draw first blood in this contest. Maybe a goal that shouldn't have happened there for Kwap, but he's played so well, I can't really blame him on that side. It's definitely a reason why the scoreline is where it is, not worse. So Germany's looked good on their power plays. Probably wish they would have had one right now, but it's still only 1-0. Velimäki's going to fire this one with the help of Pettersson. And now down to 5 seconds, now down to 2. Sweden's going to get one more opportunity at this. It gets canceled off. And that's how we end the first. Sweden's got a 1-0 lead over Germany. Come right back, call the second period action in a moment.
It's a double tip for sure. Okay, there's the first one off the shin, and then it definitely catches something else. Rosé did not react until he had scored. Yeah, I look for the reaction. Yeah, fist pump by Rosé, and then you usually get it when you feel it hit your body. But either way, Munich gets the late one to take the lead.
Hey, Marpool, how are you doing? The reason why I haven't been around to go ahead and do some of these other streams, I actually got stricken and visited with COVID during the Christmas season. So I was down a little bit for about a week and a half. We had like one stream there with Cooper Hopkins where he saved me a little bit. So the voice and everything else was completely shot. The only reason why it's a little bit shot today is because it was the earliest time from covering Canada and Czechia the other time. So that's why I might be sounding a little bit worse today, but that's only because I was just working not too many hours ago. So feeling better now. Hopefully everything else is on the mend. And by the time New Year's Eve and everything else hits, it'll be 21 days So I'm imagining it'll be safe to spend time with the fiance and all that. So I'll be much looking forward to getting out of the house and trying to mingle a little bit on that side. So we're following along today on NHL Network World Juniors here. This is a 2023 tournament day 2. We covered Czechia and Canada yesterday. I'm going to cover United States and Switzerland on Thursday. Maybe get a hockey assignment on Wednesday, maybe not. Maybe Wednesday will be a day off. I'm going to pull up this live sport box score and update what we see. Not much to tell you about in this first period. In all honesty, there was a goal within the last 30 seconds here for Sweden. And I'm going to just double check who actually scored the goal, because it was kind of a double tip. So the first game of the day was Finland. They knocked off Slovakia. This is an under 20 tournament for all these kids. So you got 16-year-olds up to 19-year-olds. In these types of tournaments, Finland won 5-2 against Slovakia. In our game, it's 1-0 Sweden over Germany. And I am just going to go with what they got, because livesport.com has all this stuff in there, and they actually covered WJC, so I can get you a little bit of the box. So nothing for Germany in the first. Let me just get this name here. Okay, so I had this correct. So Adam Engstrom, the defender, got the goal there from the face-off win. That's what they have right now. There was a double doink off something, but I think it bounced actually off of one of the defenders. So Engstrom going to get the goal off the shot from the face-off win by Bystedt. So we have that one correct. I'll throw that in the YouTube side of it here in a moment.
I think we played good. We had pretty much the same amount of shots as Sweden did. At the end, we got a goal, but I think the all showed that we can play against them, and we can definitely beat them if we continue playing our system. We have big chances, and we can score.
A lot of those shots coming on the power play. What were you seeing out there with the man advantage?
Yeah, I think we saw an opportunity to score a goal, and some plays went well, and we had good chances, and we'll need to continue.
What will have to happen here to be successful?
Just stick with our system, a lot of shots in goal, and play hockey, have fun.
Fun, I like it.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thanks.
It is fun, Bob McKenzie, and think about those power play opportunities when you're the underdog. At some point, you have to take advantage. They played 1939 of a really solid period. And how demoralizing is that late goal?
Well, you didn't seem too demoralized. Having said that, you're right, those are missed opportunities. And here's the thing, playing 5-on-5, yeah, the Swedes had all sorts of shots on the ball, but most of them were from the outside. They weren't able to break through the interior. But here's a real innocent play. Face-off lost by the Germans. Goes back into on the point. We're still trying to figure out whether it was A or not. In any case, doesn't matter. It's got the ball. Sweden really needed that for their confidence, because the Germans had done an amazing job of packing things in and making the Swedes play to the outside. And they had a few good scoring opportunities in that period, but for much of the time, they were just circling outside and not able to penetrate the German defense. So it's going to be tough for Klopp, because he had a lot of shots in front of him, but the quality of shots really wasn't there. And the one that beat it, he had no chance on, just because it was a tough bounce.
The quality of shots came on the power play on Carl Lindbom, who was the 7th round, 222nd pick overall of Vegas in the draft. That is the 3rd last pick in the draft. By the way, the 2 guys chosen after him, Sam Lipkin, he's in this tournament playing for the Americans, and Nico Hugo is playing very well.
Trio of Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant's a big deal in the NFL. Brock Purdy playing starting quarterback for the 49ers. This is really close.
So just a quick little recap here, and I'll put this back on for the Twitter Spaces side. Just a quick little recap of the first period. It was a goal at 1939, so very late, the last 21 seconds. It was Adam Engstrom, the defender here for Sweden. He got this one off the clean face-off win by Filip Bystedt. Shot might have bounced off someone else in front, but right now, as it stands, it'd be Engstrom from Bystedt. So face-off win turns into a straight win back to D. Shot right on goal. And good goaltending by Quapi and Lindbom on both sides, especially for Germany. And Quapi has been excellent. And Lindbom on the other side, it was 16-13 shot on goal advantage for Sweden. Sweden was 0 for 1 on their abbreviated power play. Germany was 0 for 2. Their 3 minutes was good. They didn't get a full 4 minutes, though, because they took a penalty on their first power play, which cut it in half. They had about 10 shots on the power play alone. So I would say the power play was a good marker there for Germany. Maybe a couple missed opportunities, but pretty even first period. And we'll see if Sweden can notch it up a little bit, because in their first game against Austria, they're able to get a 11-0 win, and it's just 1-0 against Germany right now. Okay, so we got all this stuff typed in here. I can check back in with my pulse. So you're just making some popcorn. That sounds good to me right now. I'm going to have to go ahead and get myself a little bit of a snack when this game is done. A little bit of an earliest time for me is it's 1:30 Eastern start. So I will be done for the day after this, which will be nice. So I won't have to stay up way too late. Probably able to get a little bit of extra sleep and things like that, just to make sure you get some extra sleep and exercise, keep yourself in tip-top shape. So you got to 100 subscribers. I'm jealous, my friend. Very excited for you on that side. If I maybe started doing the live stream stuff a little bit earlier, and I committed to doing this more full time. I'm not doing this full time. I mean, when I do all this stuff and do the stories, it's probably close to a 40-hour side. I mean, if I really be honest about it, I could do a little bit more, but I don't want to burn myself out like crazy. And it's one of those situations too that if I was always working with Cooper Hopkins or always working with other people, yeah, I definitely jump on board all the time and do some other things, but try to just capitalize on whatever events that are on right now. I appreciate the kind words on that side. I mean, it turned into a local MIHL assignment over here. Like I said, I got a chance for the Waterford Sharks with the rink over here. They're in a 5-game road stand, so I won't get a chance to call play-by-play for them until the February side. I was supposed to get the late December side, but when I was telling everybody I wasn't feeling good, I was playing safe and then figured out it was COVID. So thank God I ended up staying home, not infecting everybody else. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll get back into 2023 to do a little bit more video game reviews as well. And now my cousin has everything set up here once he can get my graphics card installed that I got RMA'd and fixed. He set me up with something nice. So I'm going to have a really nice computer considering this TV side on the other. I got the LG C1 at the nice price toward the closeout at $729. So like $900 for a computer, that's what, like $2,500, $3,000, and then a TV that was normally $2,000 for like $729. So I have a really nice setup, and I think it's not to brag, but in the sense of it's been 14 years since I did anything with any of these setups. So I kind of just keep everything until, I can't use it anymore and then upgrade. That's kind of how I end up doing it. It was time to actually go through and do the upgrade. So I have some nice stuff to be set to go, and now all I need to do is replace this camera so it's a little bit of a better microphone, and hopefully things will work out. So on the TSN side, we're just in the commercial break here between Sweden and Germany. They keep showing Czechia and Canada, and some of these fans, again, you're in Halifax or Manitoba, and you're in Canada, and you're watching your team get slapped around. That doesn't seem too good. So Canada, after losing the WJC opener, they finished 6th, 8th, 4th, 5th, and 5th, 39-6-2 all time in the first game of the tournament. That's what they're showing. So again, on TSN, they have to show Canada, and they have to talk to Doug Williams and some of these other things like that, or Dennis Williams, excuse me, because TSN, this is their big draw right now in the World Juniors, and if Canada doesn't do it, then I don't know what they would go with.
We have to have a talent box, otherwise the tournament's too deep with the other countries right now, and if we think we're going to go in, like I said, just lacing up our seats and think we're going to win the game, we're going to have the same results.
We came out, and I thought maybe thought the game would come to us a little bit more than we would have.
What I do like from the quote that I just saw from Dennis Williams, I know it's a pre-canned interviews and things like that they got ready to go during the intermission when they're talking to Canada and some of these other players. Dennis Williams flat out said, even if it's window service or not, if we come out and play the way that we did against Czechia, against some of these other teams, we're going to get smoked. I mean, he flat out said it. So these players are having a lot of the same sentiments too. So I would expect when they go ahead and play against Germany tomorrow, Germany's going to have their rocket skates on if they want to get away from Canada. I think Canada's going to come back and get the one, but I mean, that's one of those ones where they show you lose that first game and you don't get the results you want, but this team's way too talented to continually struggle.
You're never going to be that now because you lost a game. And so you can just settle back and try to win one at a time and try to win the gold medal. They had a team meeting today and went over everything that went wrong. What were the lessons learned?
Well, Dennis Williams, the head coach for Team Canada, has got a saying that he likes to use a lot. We win or we learn. In other words, you don't ever think of it as losing. You think of it as an experience that makes you better. And in order for that philosophy to be embraced, it has to happen at a point in the tournament where you actually still have time to learn the lesson and do something about it. So the attitude and the messaging was better to happen now in the first game than for this to happen in the quarterfinals or the semifinals when a loss would eliminate you. So no need to panic. There's plenty of time for Team Canada to fix what went wrong. And now that you punched in the chin, and now how do they respond to it? And that's the message.
The most interesting quote that came out of the availability today, Dylan Gunther saying, quote, "We're not going to Michigan our way to the final." It's funny, Kent Johnson scored for Michigan in the summer, and he's a hero. It's one of the most heralded plays of the tournament. Two guys tried to score yesterday. They both miss, and when you lose, it takes on a different connotation.
It does. So there's a lot to unpack here. So what I would say is that Team Canada's overall game was way, way, way too individual on every level. And the Michigan becomes the poster play for too much individual play. The way I look at it, though, is that the Michigan has become a shot on goal. And if you're going to call Connor Bedard or Adam Fantilli, you can't do the Michigan where you're being a circus performer instead of a hockey player. I would generally let those players do what they think is the best way to score a goal because, you know what? They're amongst the best in their age in the world for being able to.
We got about 4 minutes left to go to the second period puck drop. So I appreciate anyone that's been following along on the YouTube side and the Twitter Spaces side.
And too much of that, too much circus stuff. But here's the thing. You gotta win the face-offs. You gotta get to the inside. You gotta take away the goalie's eyes. You gotta cycle the puck more. You've got to play a more connected game. Their game was totally and utterly disconnected from top to bottom. And you could take the two Michigans out of the game and still going to be a totally disconnected, disjointed game. So there's lots to worry about more than just Michigan play.
Right. Those guys are so skilled now that that's a legitimate scoring attempt play. It's not a hot dog play. I think the question would be, were there better options perhaps, and were they trying to score the Michigan rather than just trying to score? You could say that one is a 2-on-1, and the guy shoots the puck over the net. Right.
Right. They missed. It's a mixed shot.
There was a lot more that went wrong than those
two
things.
There'll be some lineup changes, but obviously, new goaltender coming in.
And I mentioned those losses that have come in the first game of the tournament. They've all happened overseas.
This first intermission on TSN was all about Canada, and I think lightly so, considering the result from yesterday, but they're going to be playing Germany tomorrow. So Germany, it's not an easy start for them. They got to play Sweden now, and that's our game going into the second period. And then they play Canada tomorrow. So the hardest part of their schedule is going to come right away here in the first two rounds in the prelims.
I have my 30 years in the man that takes that to that it's sweating. I recommend Parfait. It's a game changer.
Parfait is 2 times stronger than a regular straight antiperspirant. Try today at myparfait.com with limited time free shipping.
This is Sandra. She gets her financial advice from her mother. This is Tony, who gets his financial advice from his old college roommate. And this is what Frank uses there. He got smart about retirement at smartasset.com. They match you with vetted fiduciary financial advisors to help set your retirement priorities into retirement reality. Everybody should use this Frank. smart asset. Pick our free quiz and be matched with up to 3 financial advisors. Get smart about retirement.
Grandma, I wish you were here. I wish I was too.
Hey, Mike, sorry you can't make it. Me too.
Grandma, we miss you.
If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance of your sleep equipment can help you avoid getting sick. Don't miss out on those important moments. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers and enjoy peace of mind. Order now at SoClean.com.
Adam Engstrom in his first international tournament for the Swedes had the first goal of the game, his first of the tournament. And the Swedes has a 1-0 lead in late in that first period. Put it generously, Swedish goaltender Carl Lindbom was not tested against Austria. Busier today against Germany.
I'm surprised he could play. I know he wasn't busy against Austria, but you thought you might want to get another goaltender into this tournament. But they put Lindbom back in there, and really, the game we thought he might not be very busy again, he was actually quite active, especially on the 2 power plays that Ruby had. And he just looked fantastic throughout this tournament, very much under control. He didn't look easy, reading the play really well, controlling the rebounds, doing what he wants of them, and really giving his team a sense of confidence in the way he's playing net. He's been rock solid so far for Sweden.
So Lindbom, who plays in Redford Djurgården junior program, is a Vegas 7th round pick. We're trying to figure out if Isak Rosen has got a piece of his shot.
I figured it out. Watch the trajectory of the puck. It's spinning right here. It starts to change. Absolutely starts to wobble differently when it goes past the shin pad. Either call it thick patch of air.
So I might have to change the livesport.com score. So again, I might have to change the livesport.com official scoring there for what we did have. It was Adam Engstrom from Filip Bystedt on the side that was the lone goal at 1937 for Team Sweden to open. And now we go into the second period. 1-0 here for Sweden. And it's going to be a late pass and a chase for the puck as this one gets knocked away, and one of the Swedish players falls hard into the boards and is very slow to get up. I believe that is Elias Pettersson. He is very slow to get up, and he's going to skate gingerly to the bench. That was a race for the puck off the 1-on-1, and that was a big-time crash. So Germany has it. Sweden will collect in their own end and flip this down. Germany will touch up across the red line now, make an outstretched pass, but it went right to the wrong jersey, went to the jersey in blue. Germany will pick this up back into the neutral zone, skating with speed, off a couple of toe drags, and Heigl going to try to fire one, and this one gets blocked off one of the Swedish players before it ever got a chance to get to Lindbom. Lindbom will watch this one go across the neutral zone right now as Germany will collect this back in their own end, go D to D. Pass bounces off of Lutz and between the skates and down the ice. Sweden will collect it now. Here's a chance to get it toward the left side of the red line. As low crisscross, canceled off toward the right side dot and played back behind the D. Long bomb pass. That was nicely picked up by a chance for Gothenburg. They go on the high slot. Fire one, and this one goes up and out of skate and out of play. 18-22. Left to go on the second. John, you're with you. You're watching on the TSN side of NHL Network. It is an upcoming game between Switzerland and Latvia at 4 o'clock. Switzerland coming off of the 3-2 win over Finland in OT as Engstrom got smoked. That was the guy that won the boards. He was the lone goal scorer. He was checking his chicklets there to make sure they were all still there. He lost an edge, fell right into the boards hard. Quap will go toward the left side of the post as shot innocently goes by. Sweden trying to get to it now as Germany will get this across the red line, and as players change, just turn it right over. Sweden going to hit this off the embankment. Pettersson will play it to himself as this one gets knocked away from him. Nice off of a chip and chase. And Coastal will get it back. Sweden will go left to right in the D to D. And Lysell has it. Holding off the forehand. Now toward the right side dot. He's just going to play a pass, but Germany's going to pick it off right in the front of Quap. Gets it across the blue line side. Lysell going to walk in and fire, and this one goes to the right side of the post. Just away from it. He was in the high slot, but he missed it all. He had a good look at it and had time to settle down the puck. Bounced up in the air. as this stays in play toward the right side of the red line away from Lysell. And now Germany with Oswald. Will touch up. They'll go D to D. Try to play this one across the red line. And now finally get down the ice. Lysell loses it there momentarily. And now Oswald will get it. Munich product going to go ahead and bring this one in. This bounces off of one of the Swedish back ends, actually. And this goes in between Lindbom on that side, but picked up across the red line now. Sweden can settle this down and attempt to go left to right and break out across the ice. They'll dump this safely across the red line. Quap will play and leave it here for the defensive forwards. 16:40 left to go in the second. Drawn up here with you. It's 1-0 Sweden. It's a 16-13 shot advantage here for the Swedes, but Germany's looked pretty good on their power play. They had about 10 shots on their 2 power play opportunities. Chance toward the left side dot. Lindbom off the wraparound. And this one gets stopped. So I'm going to edit the last part of number 5 there. Apologies on that side. So Engstrom, they show again on the TSN side going back into the boards as the puck just went away from him. And his teammates come back to congratulate him on his hustle, make sure that he's okay as he's kind of shaking up the cobwebs a little bit just a couple minutes even after the crash on the right side boards. So now the referee gets a skate lodged and a stick lodged that was stuck in there, and he almost fell trying to go pick this one back up. So a little bit chaos right now between players falling down, referees falling down, but we're back underneath the action now as this is picked up by Sweden. They'll try to go left and right off the break outside. And Germany tries to pry the door open on this offense a little bit, but this goes back to the defense here. Shot toward the right side of the end boards. Sweden will pick it back up and fire again, and this goes to the same spot to the right side of the end boards, back around the kick plate. Sweden trying to get a piece of it as they'll send it around the horn again. Germany trying to fight them off toward the left side of the faceoff dot. Klein also in there as well for Germany to try to break this one out. As Lysel's also trying to get to it. Sandin-Pellikka is also waiting toward the left side. He's going to get this now momentarily, and he's going to have to step back with a couple active sticks as the puck bounced up between his face and between Elias, his defensive partner, and Sandin-Pellikka will pick it up now. Pellikka plays this across, and now this goes back to Elias. He's going to skate this one all the way in. He's going to get the edge to the forehand side. Now he's going to work toward the right side dot. Plays it back for Pellikka. There's a little crisscross. And this one goes just wide for Lofson as this goes back for Germany now. 15-10 left to go in this second period. Turnover there. Oskarson's going to try to set this one up. It's in the high slot now, but it's overskated. Germany has it. In between the neutral zone as this goes all the way back. Sweden will check back up. Attempt to go left to right. It's 3-on-3 coming on the other way. Pettersson overskates. This stays in toward the left side of the D-line side here for Sweden. As they'll dump this back in across the red line side now. Sweden. Simone Robertson, he's got this screen out in front, but it's stolen away. Germany's got it. They'll chip this one toward the right side of the boards. A couple toe drags try to buy some space, but Sweden canceled them right off. Go ahead and get this puck. Picked up now. What a move by Bystedt as he drives the lane, and Quap says no with the goal stick. Pick it up now. Lysell into the screen. Another tip. Quap actually gets to that one too with the left side of the pad. Dumped down the ice. Picked up here by Germany. Trying to make something happen with a little bit of the puck possession that they've had in the second period. It's been mostly Sweden here in this first, but it's been some fits and starts just like it was in the first. Sweden has this now toward the left wing, driving off the backhand. Quap denies it with the right pad. Shot in from the rebound. Quap has that one too. Excellent sequence here for Nikita Quap. He stopped about 5 shots in the last minute 30. As he's standing on his head, it's still 1-0 Sweden.
I know it's different. What's that? Go to CastUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I've got the money as soon as the same business day.
Oh, nice save.
Saving the day is easy. CastUSA.
When you need money fast, you need a hero. Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need now.
Filip Bystedt off a 3-point performance against Austria, showing the speed that makes him a two-way setter all the way back. Take this cut right here. Flip and go, and now it's no gap and see you later. No problem whatsoever around Vanderlyn. Just can't finish the play. That's the way that he put the puck through traffic to the net.
So a little bit of a translation thing on the YouTube side to go ahead and help out one of the fans. It's 1-0 Sweden, still the scoreline with 13:25 left to go in the second. Again, between some English speaking, I would imagine with some WJC, sometimes you might get some extra things. So that's pretty interesting there for me. Sweden going to bring this one in left to right. They'll get a chance to put this around the embankment, and Muller will get a chance now on the German defense to throw it back around to his defensive partner. There's been a lot of that in this game right now. As blind pass, it was contact. Here's a chance off of the toe drag side. Bystedt going to fight this one off, and Quap gets a piece of it as he jumps up and makes a save. As this gets held in, Sweden now with Lysell back to the defensive side. Simmons Pekala is going to get it now, and with the help of Lysell, and they'll go ahead and take some changes with the Swedish forwards. Long outstretched pass here for Sweden. We'll play this nicely toward a rocket side. Lysell trying to get to it. Kleinbeck is trying to knock him off the puck right now. And Germany will collect. Now, Lutz will get to it here for Germany. Has it now momentarily toward the left side wing, but this gets intercepted nicely by the Swedish defense. This has been a low-scoring game right now between both sides, but I don't really mind that. It's kind of saving the voice here for me as we get to 12:10 left to go in the second. Now toward the right side dot. To go as D-to-D does Sweden right now. They're going to fire this one. This goes to the left side post, but this bounces actually off the glass. Now I'm behind the office, Quap holding onto the right side bar. Work toward the left side of the boards now. Germany just trying to get this out of their own end. Lutz will get to it. Only for a moment. And now this gets into the neutral zone. 11:40 left to go in this second. John Under with you watching on NHL Network on the TSN feed. Second day of the World Juniors is WJC Group A. This is Germany's first game, and haven't looked too bad in it with 11:35 left to go in this second. So Ekholm with a huge hit on the other side there for Germany as they're showing some of the side-by-side highlights. And Lysell off the backhand, he likes that drag and shot. And that was a good stop for Quap as he jumped up in the air just to try to fight it off. He had a little bit of vertical there, and that's kind of hard to do. Jump on ice. I don't think I'd ever really want to do that. So this gets picked by Lindbom as he plays it with the goal stake. 11:20 left to go in this second. Pettersson will get the pass across. And Sweden, again, will dump this across the red line. There's been a lot of dump and chase in this contest. It's not been free-flowing. It's been chip and chase, and it's been systems. And it's a hell of a lot different from what we saw the other day against Czechia and Canada when it's been a lot of one-on-one individual zone entries. This is all about hockey, about systems, getting in the right spot, getting in the right shots, and taking your opportunities when you get them. And I think there's a lot to be said about that. I think your coaches and everything else will be pretty happy with you if you end up playing that way. I mean, that's how the way I see it, the way the game's supposed to be played. You got to take advantage of the chances when you get them. I was shot right off the draw and Quap able to deny that one with 11:08 left to go in the second. So you're looking at some of the fans on the TSN side of the show on NHL Network, and it's 11:08 left to go in the second. A lot of them are Canadian fans. You see a lot of those shirts and everything else out there right now. But you get a chance to get some tickets, you watch some good hockey, you're watching some good teams in this under-20 tournament. I like what I've seen so far. So 11 minutes left to go in the second. John, I'm here with you on the call. As pass gets intercepted there by Germany. They're trying to clear, but that was kind of a lazy one. Lysell not keeping this off beforehand. He's going to play this in the high slot back to the defense. Sweden will hold. Carlsson was looking for a pass instead of a one-timer, and Germany's probably thankful for that. Entry there. Almonte gets this one knocked away from him, and Sweden will get it back down in the kick play. Picked up here, Germany. We'll put this right to left. Lutz, we'll get to it. And now Germany trying to make something happen as they try to take Pellikka off the puck. Germany will have this now toward the right side of the blue line up the one-timer. This one goes wide of Lindbom. But Mazer picks it back up here for Germany. Lutz toward the left side of the face-off dot. Miller also there as well. This gets knocked away from his stick, and now this is a chance. Lysell has it toward the right side dot. He's the product of the Boston Bruins, Fabian Lysell, as he gets worked off the puck there, the Swedish forward. Germany was able to get a stick up in the face of one of the players, and that wasn't called off the actual chick, and now Lysell is going to pick this one back up. He's going to put this in the high slot. Mad shot gets whistled just wide of the inboards. That was a chance for Ohgren there. That could have been a big save for Guab if he could have made it with the stick, but it went just wide. 1-0 Sweden.
The NHL is outdoors once again. Take a stage the regular season. Outdoor hockey returns. The place is buzzing. What pageantry spend your New Year's with us?
Coverage of the 2023 Discover NHL Winter Classic begins New Year's Day on NHL Network.
Fee-free overdraft, early payday, no money. It's banking the way it should be. Chime, the #1 most loved banking app.
Create an amazing website with Fiverr. You'll need your web developer, UX writer, and Amy, a Fiverr freelance graphic designer with dozens of 5-star.
My apologies not getting as many name call-outs in this game as comparison to Czechia and Canada. I didn't have a lot of the pre-work. I have all the rosters and stuff in front of me, but no projected lines, which would make things a hell of a lot easier, but that wasn't available before game time like it was before. I imagine Canada and the U.S. are going to have a lot more of that stuff available as opposed to Germany and Sweden. So Germany has it now as they'll get this one down the ice. Nice long pass there by Germany to try to get something happening in the offensive zone. Not a lot going on for Germany in this second period, although I would say there wasn't a lot going on for Sweden in the first, except for a couple German power plays in the first on that side. But still, it's still a 1-0 contest, and Sweden is just barely out in front of it. They had a goal with about 37 seconds left up in the face-off. So Lysell will play this to the D. They'll fake the slap shot, holding the high slot. Sweden trying to get some elongated puck possession as Lysell will hold this off the forehand, now to the backhand. He's just going to throw a pass to one of the forwards. This could be a breakout for Misser, and this one goes all the way toward the right side of the red line. As they'll have to go back and try to find this puck with 8:50 left to go in the second. Pettersson knocks it away. And now here's Sweden. That was a great move there by Williams there on the side for Sweden. Picked up off of the extra pass off the 1T, and that one goes just wide of Guap toward the right side of the post, and then a long shot gets cleared and held. So 27 shots to 15 in favor of Sweden, and Ohgren, he was the one that had the 1T right in the middle of the slot that actually went off the stick shaft of Guap. I thought that might have went high and wide. That went barely off of the top of his stick and went up into the netting. So ridiculous save there on that side. Maybe got a little fortunate, but he's been excellent right now. He's stopped 25 of Sweden's 26 opportunities. Sweden only up 1-0. Germany has 15 shots. They've yet to score. Lindbom's been good, but he hasn't really been tested here in the second period as the puck goes up and out of play with 8:25 left to go in the second. So for Guap, again, he is a big netminder, big boy, 6'4" for the Carolina Hurricanes. You think about Peter Kochetkov, he's another one of those good young goaltenders. And I can say this for sure. Guap's faced a lot of vulcanized rubbers. This shot goes up and on a play. He's looked very, very good. Some of these opportunities have been in the high slot. I think Sweden's probably kicking themselves a couple of times for missing in between the circles off some one-tees, but still, Guap's been immaculate. So another defensive zone face-off win. Germany's been pretty good in that department. As they get a puck dump in, try to get puck possession there momentarily, but he gets knocked away with about 8:05 left to go in the second. Sweden gets this one left to right with a good outstretched pass. This could be a 2-on-1 opportunity looking for the cross pass. And Guap slid post to post, but the puck never got there. Sweden still working with it, but Germany, excellent defense to cancel out the puck with a couple of stick handles. Puck able to stay on side here for Germany as they finally get an offensive zone entry, but every time they do, Sweden just brushes it away within a momentary about second and a half. Now this goes into the neutral zone. Sweden will collect toward the right side of the faceoff dot. Still holding off the backhand. Lysell has it. Tries to toe drag through a couple players. Now I'm behind the officer Guap toward the right side of the red line. Sweden still trying to work through a couple of holds of the stick from one of the German defenders. And Sweden keeps it in. It bounces off of one of the German players. Shot in from the point. Sandin-Pellikka going to fire this one, and Guap going to go ahead and make the save. So players come together. 7:05 left to go in the second. Drawn out here with you. I'm getting a chance to look at Axel Sandin-Pellikka. Again, I got to get that name right. Sandin-Pellikka. The only hyphenate on that side with Elias Pettersson. Again, for the Vancouver Canucks, there's a couple products in there. I haven't seen Ludvig Jansson from the Florida Panthers. On the defensive side, I have seen Engstrom, the Montreal Canadiens product. He's the lone goal scorer there for Sweden so far, as they win another defensive zone draw. And Sandin-Pellikka play this across to the defensive partner. This goes off of the glove hand of Guap, and now this is behind his office with 6:50 left to go in the second. Sweden will collect. I know it's 6:45 left to go in the second, but this kind of feels like the last minute of the first period when Sweden actually scored with a lot of puck possession and shots in there from the point. Sandin-Pellikka's shot gets fought out there by Guap. And another one now goes toward the right side of the dot. Pellikka will collect. We'll play this nicely, and they were looking for a one-timer right out in front, but Germany able to get a piece of it. Pellikka will get to it first. That's a hybrid icing, so Germany cannot change. Then we'll get a stoppage.
So the Germans have played roughly 30 minutes, just shy of 30 minutes, 5-on-5, with 5 shots. They've played just under 3 minutes of a power play, 10.
So as we check back in, 6:22 left to go in the second, and the stat that's very telling by Gold Miller on TSN, I think is absolutely correct. 15 shots on goal here for Germany and 20 for Sweden. There's been 5 shots, 5-on-5, and only 3 minutes of power play action for Germany. They've had 10 shots. So the power plays looked a lot better than the 5-on-5, and that's where Sweden's really had the advantage, although the scoreline still sits at 1-0. And now a penalty is going to be upcoming to Sweden for knocking the stick out of the hand. So Pettersson going to go right to the box. And Germany, as we just said, had 10 shots in 3 minutes on 2 power plays. They got a big-time opportunity to make something happen right now with 6:14 left to go in the second. So this is going to be a high stick or maybe even a trip. Oswald and Elias Pettersson, and that was a trip. I thought he might have got the stick knocked out of his hand, but he got that there. I know Sweden's not going to like that, but again, we talk about the World Juniors in the summer. On the August side, and then I see it now for yesterday from the game against Czechia and Canada. One of those situations where they'll call it tight, and you got to be very disciplined about what you're doing. So again, Germany 0 for 2 on the power play. They had 10 shots. We get a clean face-off. I'm going to drag this into the right side of the dot, and that one goes just wide at Lindbom. Germany will go back to pick it up now. Minute 45 left to go in the third power play of the contest here for the Germans. Again, 10 shots and 3 minutes of action officially. On the power play side, as they get a good entry there, kept across the forehand. Germany will go D to D. Now toward the right wing side, Heigl. Going to drop it back to the defense here. Gets it back as Heigl for the right wing side, and they'll play crisscross. In the high slot, looking for a shot deflection, and that one knocks off Sweden before it ever hits Lindbom. Heigl trying to get a piece of it now toward the right side wing, and this just goes past his stick, but one of the Swedish players turns it over, and Heigl will collect toward the right side of the boards. Crisscross. Now Thomas Heigl. He's going to try to toe drag this thing, but he's still going to hold. He's going to be getting tired. He's had a lot of puck possession right now, so it was the Heigl show, but nothing else as it gets dumped down the ice. So the third power play for Germany is not starting as fruitful. I know they didn't score on the other two, but again, with 10 shots, you got to keep going back to that. This has looked nothing like that. They haven't had a shot yet. So Craning will get this one down the ice. It was a bad bounce, and Lindbom had to get back in his net, 10 the goal. And now, active stick check, 2-on-1, shorthanded. Here's a chance off the cross pass, but it can't be corralled by Sweden. And Guap didn't even have to make a save. Germany now racing the other way as we finally get a little bit of fits and starts here, put on the Jets. And Sweden will get this one down. And Guap will touch it and leave this in as this gets to the offensive zone entry here for Germany. See if they can make something happen in the third power play. They haven't had a shot yet. This just goes back to Klein. He's going to check up now. Klein still wants this toward the high slot, but he can't get there. And Sweden is going to kill this penalty. That's the third. They've all been killed. Pettersson will step back in, try to get an interception before he's going to go ahead and take his change because he was right there. Klein will go back now and touch up. And behind the office of Guap. Going to leave it there for Kos. And now Klein will wait toward the right side of the red line. You just watch this one go by as the forwards will go ahead and get this one in. 19 gets knocked down pretty hard there on the Germany side. And this goes back here to Sweden. 3:40 left to go in the second. Here's a chance for Lysell, and he gets hooked and dragged. And a penalty shot for Fabian Lysell. The Boston Bruins product is going to go on a penalty shot against Guap, and this could be something pretty good. Nikita Guap has been pretty excellent. I think the penalty shot, is what's been called. Lysell, he wasn't clean. He was hooked. And if this is just a standard 2 minutes, if I am Sweden, I would be a little bit upset. But no, it's Lysell against Guap. He's going to take it toward the left side circle. He's going to walk right in off the forehand, and he didn't even make a move. He kind of skated in slow. I thought he was going to start in between the circles to do a backhand forehand. He just went straight with the forehand, and Guap met him the whole way. So he did not make much of a move at all. It was just a standard backhand, and he didn't really make any moves, and Guap really just stayed in his location and closed the 5-hole. He made himself look big, and he made a big stop, although I would say, kids or not, 16 years old or not, you'd think Lysell would make a little bit better move than that. So, Germany has this now. 3:25 left to go in the second. They just dodged a bullet on the penalty shot. And I mean, if the moves are going to be made like that, you would think you'd rather just take the penalty shot and go out and take the save rather than give up the 2 minutes. As they show it again, it's just a couple backhand, forehand kind of fakes before he shoots off the backhand side. And, I mean, there really was nothing to do there. Guap didn't have to bite or anything. There wasn't anything to bite at. So, 21st overall pick by Boston in the 2021 draft. I think he's going to go back to the workout room as far as doing some extra moves with the stick handle. I'm not trying to be too critical of the kid, but still, you think he makes some moves. So, Germany going to go right back to the box. This one's a hook, and this one's going to be a standard 2 minutes. So, Sweden's got a big-time opportunity here to be able to get another late goal in the period. But right now, we'll see what happens. So Ostlund going to make this drop pass in the high slot. This goes right off the inboards, off one of the zebras. Germany touches up and auspiciously now off the bounce of the referee. We come back in for the break. This will be a 2-minute minor for a hook. And from a penalty shot and a hook, Germany back in the box. Sweden going to try to go up 2-0 now.
USA Hockey is touching more than just a game. 25 minute life being a pepper quesadilla. When it's all said and done, HelloFresh always is my back, helping me and my family's busy schedule.
Go to HelloFresh.com/TV plus free ingredients.
My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I'm genetically predisposed, so we created Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement. It's never too late to improve your hair health. Get started at Nutrafol.com/man.
Sweden pressing for their second goal. Take a 2-goal lead. Jeff the power play is here. Batter gets caught with a can opener on Pettersson. Pettersson draws this one. And undisciplined positioning by Batter. The team down. It was late in the first for Sweden got their first goal. Now they go to the power play late.
So a minute 50 left to go in the Sweden power play. It's just their second one. They only had 2 shots. 3 power plays there for Germany, but Lysell just had a penalty shot. He's back on the ice right now. Is he's going to drop the bat to Pellikka. Lysell from Pellikka now. Will hold there with Ohgren. Ohgren has it now toward the right side of the red line. Gives it back to Pellikka. Pellikka fires. No screen. Guap was able to see it all the way. 2:28 left to go in the second. John Under with you from the TSN feed from NHL Network. That's where I'm watching this on the Xfinity stream for the local cable side. This is day 2 of the WJCs. It's the first game here for Germany. Sweden, it's their second game off the back-to-back after crushing Austria 11-0. It's just a 1-0 game against Germany right now with 2:28 left to go in the second. Sweden out shooting Germany 14-2 in the period, but it's still 1-0. Picked up. Lysell. Pellikka. This is cross-shot body toward the left side wing as this gets picked up by Ohgren. Now Lysell, as Guap had it in deep there with the help of Pettersson, and now there is some serious cross-checking going on as Heichel just trying to stop that from one of the Swedish players. They knocked off one of the buckets of one of the forwards. And I would be surprised, maybe Klein could be going to the box for a 5-on-3. I think he will. I think he was doing a little bit too much, and that's immediately what the referees put in. So Ostlund was setting one in deep, and between Ohgren, and then all of a sudden Bathar and Klein come together, and they are just double cross-checking the heck out of one of the Swedish players, and the referees immediately pick up on that, and they'll send Klein to the box. You pick up one. It is Klein. So it's a 5-on-3 power play for Sweden for 1:10. That was not a smart penalty at all. I mean, you had 2 guys pretty much just laying the wood on the back end of the cross-check on Ohgren. That's a huge break. So for whatever reason, it's going to be a face-off toward the outside. It's actually going to be into the neutral zone. Sweden's got an opportunity here with 2 minutes left to go in the second. 5-on-3. Big time opportunity to get an extra goal again at the end of the period, just like in the first. Although it's a minute 52, not 30 seconds in Pellikka. We'll play this one. Lysell looking for the cross pass. And Germany just trying to hold a little triangle shape here just to try to keep anything in front for Guap. We'll see how he does here. Off the backhand, holds it off the right side post as Ostlund had an opportunity. Guap held it. So 1:37 left to go in the second. 39 seconds left to go, and a 2-man advantage here for Sweden. So for Germany, if they can kill this one at all and keep this at 1-0, you'd have to feel pretty good about their chances, especially for the power play side. But they have to find something at least going into the third period for 5-on-5. They've had no answer for that. There's been just 5 shots on that side and 10 on their power play. So only a couple shots in the second period alone. 20 seconds left to go on the 2-man advantage. Toward the right wing side. Extra cross pass. And Klein, he's the one in the box right now. And this one, Pettersson, goes all the way out of the zone. And that was all on Sweden's undoing there as it hits the final minute left to go in the second. Odd one. Jansson will make this pass across. The 2-man advantage is over, but it's still 48 seconds left to go in the power play. Modern will get back on here for Germany as it's toward the left wing side looking for a Carlsson 1T, and he flubbed on the opportunity, but he gets us across the right wing side with the pass as this goes to Lysell. Carlsson wants the 1T toward the right side wing, but the puck didn't get over there as one of the German forwards made a sacrificial block. Now in toward 30 seconds left to go. In behind the officer Guap toward the right side red line. Germany will collect. Off the backhand, Cotter tries to play it, but he can't clear it out. 10 seconds left to go. Carlsson keeps it in, and that one goes just wide through the blue paint. Carlsson will collect. Down to 10 seconds, gets the 1T. That one goes just wide there for Guap with the right pad. Sweden still keeps it in. The power play advantage is done. Down to 6 seconds now. Guap makes a save with the left pad. Now down to 2 seconds. We're still ending the second period. 1-0. It was a 2-man advantage for Sweden, but they couldn't take advantage of it. And it's still 1-0 going into the third period. Come right back.
Sorry, Mom. It's amazing what we can build on AWS. Imagine creating cool stuff that can make order tacos of foods and let you watch every shot from every player anywhere you want. Learn about investing in the coolest companies and watch your favorite team from the other side of the world. Just imagine what they can do when I'm in charge.
Since using Chime, this is what we do full-time now to renovate RVs.
To help build our credit, we use Chime secure credit builder cards.
By making everyday purchases with on-time payments. By Chime because building our future has never been easier.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the thrill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you. Thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call and go online for all the details. You can even have this free information. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking treatments, fillers, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com. Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Sunday, the Rangers head to Florida for a big game hunt. On our Timmy Benner and the Rangers face Matthew Tkachuk and the Panthers. Hockey weekend begins Sunday 5 Eastern on NHL Network.
We're back with our second intermission. After getting 11 yesterday, Sweden having a lot of trouble beating the IIHF. Let's hear from top draft prospect Leo Carlsson with Engstrom.
So, Leo, was Germany surprised you at all during this game?
Not really. I mean, a good team, so no, not really.
If we look at this group in particular, a lot returning from that U18 gold medal, yourself, coach as well. Do you think that's helping your team through this tournament?
Of course, I think was tight group, so yeah, it's not a lot.
So your teammate Fabian Lysell gets to the line for the penalty shot. What was going through your mind?
I mean, I was 100% sure that he feels from the team was going to dang him up, but unfortunately not.
You're getting some chances on the power play. What are you seeing on the man advantage?
I mean, we are good at it, so we just have to get shots and go. So,
That's luck.
Thank you.
James, up back with Bob McKenzie in your second intermission. The battle of two late drafted goaltenders. We were talking in the first about Lindbom going 222nd. Well, Buck was 187th in the sixth round to Carolina and steals the show in that second period.
Yeah, he most certainly did. We talked in the first period, even though Sweden was generating a lot of shots, maybe the degree of difficulty in the first period wasn't as great as it certainly was in the second period when the Swedes really started to load up and get some A-plus quality chances. But I've been impressed with Buck. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, the Carolina sixth-round pick from 2021. The Swedes are shooting from basically everywhere on him, but he's standing tall. And obviously, as we went through that second period, the degree of difficulty got bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, you can stop them with your face. That's the way to do it.
Or the butt end of your stick.
Or the half of your stick. That might be more lucky than good, but you know what? And then the penalty shot. Doesn't get much better than that. One of the talented player like maybe Lysell. You know, one of the problems you run into with some of these goaltenders? I was looking at it. How many games he's played before the World Juniors this year? 3. Wow. 3 games this entire season. So the Carolina Hurricanes draft this guy, but it's really hard to get a beat on him because he got loaned out from his team in the DEL and down to the second division. But he's only played 3 games, got a 9-10 save percentage there. But, you know, it's tough to get a read on these guys sometimes.
You know, for my time in Qatar and appreciating soccer and the penalties.
The Germans have a nice kid, but
yeah, I was going to say they do have a beautiful kid. You know, not going to penalties to decide a game, but a penalty in the middle of the game and the drama. They happen too fast in hockey. There's no build-up. They just go back and shoot it.
Just gonna stare at each other.
Lysell needed to take a little time, place the puck on the dot.
I'll tell you what, Lysell's a really talented guy. Like the Bruins, watch the Bruins first rounder. He does cut things a little too cute sometimes. He overhandles the puck at times. He's a great stick handler. This is all razzle dazzle. Ooh, there we go, it's all good. And, you know, and there's other guys on the outside. Like, you got to move that puck around. And he does this consistently, and then a lot of the time it really works well. And then there's other times, that's a turnover, not so good. But, you know, he has a great idea, I think, on the penalty side. He thought maybe he would open the 5 goals, but the pass was so big he was able to get it back.
Usually the recipe for an upset is going to be have great goaltending. You usually have to take advantage of your own power play. That's the one side that they haven't done so far for Germany, but very much in this down 1 goal with 1 period left to play. When we return, Craig Buck will join us more on Canada's loss to Czechia yesterday and the things they have to fix before they face the Germans tomorrow.
I'm cold coffee, and I play college hockey.
I'm Jake Gensel, and I play college hockey.
I'm Jack.
I play college hockey.
We're in the second period intermission. It's still 1-0 Sweden. They're leading 34-15 on shots on goal. And they had a 18-2 advantage in that period. But they could not score in the second period, so it's still 1-0. Adam Engstrom, the defenseman for Sweden, got the lone goal, assisted by Filip Bystedt at the 1939 marker of the first. And that's where we've been, as we're in the second period intermission. So a team that scored 11 goals the other day, now they're back to just a 1-0 advantage heading into the third against Germany. This is the first game of the day in the WJC for Germany. And they haven't played that bad. There's been a couple penalties here and there. There's probably been a couple of misses on Sweden's part in the high slot that they probably would wish they would have finished. But other than that, this has been a game that has had good goaltending there for Nikita Kwap, Carolina Hurricanes product for Germany. Again, they say it's only his 3rd WJC action, 3rd game. He's been good, though.
And insightful analysis. Nobody covers the game like us. This is NHL Network.
Dallas Cowboys have played some wild games the last few weeks. We'll see them against the Titans on a Thursday night edition of the NFL on TSN 74, TSN, and of course on CTV 2. Okay, with Bob and Craig Buck
joins us from Moncton. Craig, on our World Junior Preview Show, you went on record and said that this Team Canada had the potential to be one of the country's greatest team as far as Canadian teams go in World Junior history. How do you feel now after watching that performance against Czechia?
Well, a wonderfully assembled team, but now it becomes about your actions and what you do. There's two things that you have to do to be considered best ever. With the gold medal, obviously, you go undefeated. So Canada's out of the best ever conversation. But I go back to December 2019, James, and I see where
I'm just going to use the bathroom over in the middle of the intermission.
And Canada learned from that game, got better and better as the tournament went on, and ultimately won the gold medal. This team is too good not to compete for a gold medal. Staying lost on Boxing Day against Czechia, a lot of it Canada's doing, or a lot of what they didn't do. But when I still look at this team, the talent hasn't changed. The composition of their team and the style of game that they're capable of using to dominate hasn't changed. So one game, despite it being a loss to Czechia, isn't going to make me change my view on this team that's beating the leading candidate for the gold medal.
Well, God bless you, Craig, because as an analyst, you can ask these questions, you got to try to quantify things relative to other years, this year, whatever. I'm in a position where, that's why when teams always ask me for predictions, I'm not going to predict, I don't know. Game's mostly all about luck anyways, and especially at the World Junior Championship. And here's the thing about the World Juniors. It's a 12-day tournament involving teams that have never been together in the past and will never be together in the future. And there's so much luck and randomness involved. We talk about Team Canada. Remember in Vancouver, they lost and they ended up in 5th or 6th place? Well, that must be a really bad team. No, they lost and ended up there because Noah Dobson broke his stick on a 2-on-1 and the Finns came back down and scored at the other end. That's the kind of tournament we're talking about here. So it's so hard to quantify best ever, not so good, relative to all these other years. Greg, Dylan Guthner says Canada can't Michigan its way to the finals. The coach Dennis Williams, he doesn't mind the move, but he thought that both Bedard and Fantilli had better options. What is your take?
Well, one of the things that I always believe, James, is that after the fact, we always know what was the better option. But in real time, when the players are there and they have to make those decisions, Bedard and Gunther are brilliant offensive players. So you have to trust that what they're doing and the decisions they're making at that time is the ones that they think gives them the best chance to score. I mean, you can consider how much they score. You have to trust them. It's easy after the fact to say that there was better options. Bottom line is for Canada, get down to the nitty gritty. Get playing hard around the net and hunting pucks. The rest of it, everything else will take care of itself from there.
Bob, you said before the game yesterday that this rotation between goaltenders for Canada would likely continue until the New Year's Eve game against Sweden. With Gaudreau having a rough game and Millich coming in and being solid, has that changed? Is Millich now number one? Well, you don't look any further than past the next game because what happens if Thomas Millich comes in and doesn't play well? I mean, listen, Millich is going to get the next start. We know that. I thought he looked extremely sharp when he came into the game in relief of Gaudreau. And so, yeah, if he keeps playing well, could he run the table? Sure, yeah, absolutely. He's got the numbers in the Western Hockey League to justify that. And listen, Ben Gaudreau wasn't the reason the Team Canada lost to Czechia, but he was one of the reasons that they lost. There were a whole bunch of other factors: lack of discipline, disjointed play, not getting to the inside, too much individual play, on it goes. And goaltending was an issue as well. So we'll try to solve that goaltending issue by going with Millich.
Yeah, hard to find anybody up and down the lineup who had a good game for Canada. And the fact they have the back-to-back games with Germany and Austria could mean we could see Ben Gaudreau one more time. We appreciate Greg Button joining us. It's Germany and Canada, 6 o'clock Eastern for the pregame. They drop the puck a little after 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, 7:30 local here in Halifax. Your Group A standings look like this right now. Of course, Sweden and Czechia with the 2 victories. We'll see what happens in the third period of this one, which could affect that. And Canada has to wait one more day, sitting down in 4th place.
So, like earlier on today, the
miss it. Finland against Slovakia. Of course, Finland coming off that upset loss to the Swiss in overtime. They're up 1-0, but Peter Repsic ties things on the power play for Slovakia. So Finland in another tough one. To the second we go. Jochen Campbell. Just a wicked one-timer from the slot. And with that, the Finns have a 2-1 lead. Still in second, the captain, Oliver Kapanen. Just a terrific individual effort. And we're wrapped and finished 3-1 Finland. And then a little bit later on the power play, it's Yanni Neiman. Calls posted in. Finland wins 5-2 is your final. So they now have 4 points, 1 for the OT loss, 3 for the regulation win on this day. And so Group B looks like this. Up to 4 again, the Americans with the 1 regulation win in second for now, but of course with the game in hand in a really good position right now. Switzerland, Slovakia, and Latvia. There are the Germans, just down by 1 through 2 periods. Can they get 1? We'll find out next with Gordon and MJ from the World Juniors on TSN.
This holiday season, you could benefit with the Energizer. The #1 longest lasting AA battery. This is Sanford. She gets her financial advice from her mother. This is Tony, who gets his financial advice from his old college roommate. And this is what Frank used to say. He got smart about retirement at smartasset.com. They match you with vetted fiduciary financial advisors. They help cover retirement priorities, your retirement reality. Everybody sure misses Frank. Smartasset.com. Pick our free course and be matched with up to 3 vetted financial advisors. Get smart about retirement.
Grandma, I wish you were here. I wish I was too.
Hey, Mike, sorry you can't make it. Me too.
Grandma, we miss you.
If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance of your sleep equipment could help you avoid getting sick. Don't miss out on those important moments. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers enjoying peace of mind. Order now at SoClean.com.
Hockey teaches many important lessons like perseverance, teamwork, resilience. You want to see something of selfishness from Leo Carlsson.
That's right. So it takes one to know one. I know this all too well. There's so much like about Leo Carlsson's team, the way he skates with, the way he protects it, how strong he is. But I picked up through just a few games watching him. He is unselfish, and Jeffers can really like to shoot for unselfish. That's still a really good passer. But when he gets the puck with a good chance, his first instinct is not how can I score? It's what play might I be able to make that might be somebody else with a better shot than a pretty good one that I had. Sometimes he makes good passes, when he makes saves, sometimes he gets a goal on it. But I just would like to see a hair more selfishness with a goal scorer's mentality for a guy who's got the puck in goal scoring situations an awful lot.
Well, both these teams will look at power plays as missed opportunities in the second period. The Germans had one midway through the check, and the Swedes had that 5-on-3. Look at the shots by strength here through 2 periods of play. 30-5 at even strength for Sweden.
And yet, on the power play, Germany was completely on 5-on-3. He gets a shot against it. So it's pretty clearly, message to us play 5-on-5. We are so in control of this game when we have 10 skaters out there. Germany must love it. We should have given that before the game. Yeah. Down by 1, playing the third period. You take that?
So Sweden is up 1-0 as we head into the third period here. Germany, they've only given up 1 here, and I guess if you asked them going to the third period if they'd take that, I think they said they would. They've had 10 shots on their power play, only 5 shots on the 5-on-5, as another immediate penalty is going to be called with 19:45 left to go in this third, and we're going to see who's going to go to the box. So Sweden got interference there as Bader got knocked down pretty hard there for Team Sweden as he got smoked. So a little bit probably in his hands up there on the check is probably why he's going to be guilty of calling it. Crowd reacted there to a big hit, but Germany going to go on the power play here where they've been pretty good. So Sjoholm going to the box, 15 seconds in this third. Drawn here with you, watching on TSN from the NHL Network feed. It's going to be Switzerland and Latvia coming next, but after this assignment's done, I'm going to be done for the day here after the quick turnaround from Czechia and Canada last night. So 0 for 3 with 10 shots in the power play. They didn't get any shots in the third, but they had 10 in the first two, and that was just 3 minutes of action. Crisscross here. Having on to the right wing side. Going to fire one, let it go as this one gets stopped there by Lindbom. And now Germany has 11 shots on the power play. Trying to not go 0 for 4 here is Germany. You got a $1:35 left to go on the part of their power play as we're just getting really underway in this third period. Keeping this toward the high side of the blue line with a cross-body wrist shot. And this one gets knocked there by Elias Pettersson and picked up down the ice. Germany will touch back up across the neutral zone and toe drag ahead. Keeping it across the high slot. Germany's still with it, but they can't go ahead and grab this puck because Hagel couldn't find it. Hagel now trying to get around the horn. This is picked up toward the right side dot. Thomas Hagel lost it. And now Germany will keep it in, just barely though, across the left side blue line as they're going to continue to work this puck around. And on the right side boards, this goes around the right side of the red line. And Hagel will get this across. It's wide open to the left wing side and fires it way wide, but Hagel will go back and get to it now. Goes back, keeps it toward the left wing side. Hagel waiting toward the right side dot if it ever comes over there. And Sweden tries to get this one and can't clear it out. Hagel with an extra touch pass. 30 seconds left to go on the German power play. Got to fake the one-timer, now set it up, and this gets blocked by Sweden out in front before whenever it Lindbom. Germany keeps it in just barely at the line. Hagel kind of feeling like Ovechkin right now as he fires one toward the right side of the dot. Germany, all sorts of puck possession. Sweden with 3 blocks already. Now on the high slot, lets one go to the screen. Big rebound. Lindbom makes the save. The second one gets away, but Germany can't keep it in the zone. So another good power play by Germany. This time on the fourth one, it looked like the first two. They had a lot of shots there. A lot of them got blocked. Just one shot on goal, but like 4 or 5 blocks on there for Sweden's side. Another one, this one goes just wide toward the right side of the post. And that was going to be a wrist shot right off the entry. Sweden will touch back up in their own end as Engstrom will get to it. He's got nobody in front of him, so he can race down the left wing if he wants. And this gets turned over immediately. This could be a 3-on-2 opportunity. Going to go ahead and take the wrist shot right off of another Sweden block. It's the 6th of the third period already, and it's 17-10 left to go in the third. Dump back down the ice and picked up here by Germany. Nikita Guap hasn't had much to do in this third, but he's made 33 saves in this contest, just 3 minutes into this third. Oswald taken down, no call right in front. And again, in the WJC, they call everything pretty tight, so most of the check was clean. And the high slot now, the one-timer, Klein got his slap shot blocked. This goes back to the Germans as one of the Swedish forwards has to go back and pick up their stick. And now went across the red line. As this is touched back for Macer. We'll crisscross with the defensive partner. 16:30 left to go in the third. John out here with you, commentating on TSN World Juniors here right now on NHL Network. That's where I'm following along as they get this across the neutral zone. Nice extra toe drag, and the shot goes just wide of left post as the helmet comes off of one of the players. You got to go back and take a change once the helmet comes off, but there's a bucket toward the middle of the German offensive zone. Sweden trying to enter as Lysell gets knocked down. Play is still live toward the left side of the red line now. And Lutz, it's a race for the puck. He's going to cancel off the hybrid icing. He's going to center one dangerously out in front of one. A stop by Lindbom. That was the best of the game. Germany got robbed. Tipped out of the air. And this one gets picked up by Germany now. Trying to keep this toward the right side of the blue line. They want the pass. Calling for it in the high slot. As 10 was trying to get a screen out in front of for Germany so I can get all the offensive name numbers. And a slap shot gets blocked aside and held by Lindbom as he pushes Vancaster on the other side as one of the Swedish players. That was a heck of an opportunity there that we just saw over the last couple of minutes. And the man that had tape on his jersey, because he didn't have his correct jersey out there, sets up the 1-T. And that was a great save by Lindbom. Right out in front, it was low. Vancaster lets it fly. and it gets stopped with the right pad, just barely there, the Vegas Golden Knights product. Ostlund will get this one down there for Sweden. Now he's going to get a chance to skate. He's going to drive the net. He's going to wrap it around for a dangerous pass. This gets picked up in the high slot. Fought through the screen. Big save there by Guap. It falls right back to him. And Germany can just get this out of the way just in time as this goes back to Lindbom, but it's iced with 15-11 left to go in the third. So thank you for joining me. I know it hasn't been as active between Twitter Spaces and the YouTube side, but this is day 2. This is Germany and Sweden, and it's still a 1-0 scoreline. What's going on, People First UConn on the YouTube side? I know you've jumped in and out sometimes we do some of these streams. This is WJC tournament. It's a little early aside from the quick turnaround from Canada and Czechia the other day. I'm going to periodically check into the YouTube side. I got to keep some of the rosters in front of me just in case I need to do some name call-outs. We didn't have projected lines today, so I'm just doing the best I can with what I got. So Lysell from Ohgren, now St. Pelican. So Lysell will pick it up now, the Boston Bruins product. He's got it as he pivots. He likes to really pass and hold on to that puck. Ohgren trying to get a piece of it as well. So the first line's out there right now for Sweden as this one gets knocked down by Pelican. Picked up across. Ohgren lost it. And now offsides was one of the Swedish players that wait for them to touch up as Ohgren. We'll get a piece of it now to the left wing side. Ostlund will get it down deep as it puts her on the opposite Guap. Now Pettersson will jump up here with Lysell and try to get toward the right wing side. Pettersson will just fire one into the screen as this gets blocked toward the right wing side. He might end up getting it back as Ohgren is still waiting toward the right wing side. He's just trying to get around some German defenders right now. Has really nowhere to go. And Germany able to break out. Here's a chance if they rush really quickly to get a shot, and this one gets knocked up in the air as that was a good save by Lindbom toward the left side of the stick. So Germany's had a couple chances in this period. 6-1 are the shots in this period when they really got dominated in that second. They're being outshot 18-2. It's 6-1 advantage for them in the third. With 13:40 left to go in the third. Still tons of time in this one-goal game. Sweden's got the one goal. 36 seconds left in the first off of a standard win back off the faceoff and a shot from D. Sweden gets a steal, but only momentarily as Germany will might as well come together on the players' bench, take a change. Sweden might do something as well on that side as Pettersson will drop this back off for the D-to-D side with 13:10 left to go in the third. Puck bounced up in the air and glove down. Germany tries to get a piece of it. Here's an opportunity. And Carlsson going to set it up, and Guap makes the save off the one-timer. So 13:05 left to go in the third. 36 shots for Germany. 36 shots for Sweden, I should say, but a 7-1 shot advantage for Germany in the third as we go to a commercial break. Still 1-0 Sweden.
Hate fees, especially overdraft fees. I think they're the worst. That's why I love Chime. I don't get any monthly fees. One of my favorite features is Coffee. I can overdraft up to $200 fee-free. With my business, one of the missions is to empower women. Banking with the Chime app empowers me to be in control of my money. I love Chime. Join me today and sign up at chime.com.
Day 3 of the World Junior Championship on one game here tomorrow in Halifax in Canada and Germany. At 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 Pacific. This Australia's team in a back-to-back situation. Slovaks will play the U.S. in the other game tomorrow in London. Tonight in London, Switzerland takes on Latvia.
See if Switzerland can back up their big victory over Finland. With another one, the nightcap. Tonight.
Back underneath the action right now. It's 12:35 left to go in this third period. John Hunter with you. It's still 1-0 Sweden over Germany as we're getting close to the halfway marker of this third. And again, we said this in the opening of the third. Would Germany feel good about only being down one this late in the game? I think they'd have to take it at this point. Their power play has been pretty good, but their even strength play needs a little work. But in this third period, they are out shooting Sweden 7-2, even though Sweden has the shot advantage and the score advantage, 36-21 and 1-0 on the score sheet. So we'll see if that continues to be the way that it is, as this has been a defensive battle at some times, but here's a chance. And Pettersson will get this one across and behind the net. Macer has it now. Centering pass toward the left wing side. Germany bodies trying to just dive out in front to help Guap, and he makes the save toward the right side post off the one-timer. Pettersson going to let it go to the screen. He shoots it high and wide left side of the cage. Ostlund will pick it up. 7 has the puck. He tried to center it out. A one-timer blocked off one of the Swedish bodies on accident. And that would have been a tough save for Guap to make, as this one gets knocked all the way down the ice. So Germany cannot change. And Nikita Guap has been absolutely excellent. That really is all that you can say right now. There's been a couple opportunities off some shot blocks. But still, Lundberg right on the top of it. And Guap makes the save toward the left side of the post off the one-timer. So Sweden's still holding on to a 1-0 lead. It's not for the effort of trying. He stopped the last 21 shots he's faced. He stopped 36 out of 37 in totality here for the German netminder to keep them in the game against Sweden. And again, it was an 11-0 win against Austria just the other day, and it's a 1-0 contest now. So funny how things can change. I know Austria is not the same level of team. Germany hasn't played all that poorly, but you think Sweden should be up by a couple more goals. Elias Pettersson now holding the left wing side, looking for a one-timer. This one gets fanned on. Second opportunity off the slap shot, picked up by Guap up the left side of the pad. Again, he's only in his third game of the World Juniors in general. They said he's been on loan a couple of times. I know that kind of sounds like soccer terms, but Guap hasn't had a chance to play too much. And look, I mean, he's made 36 saves. He's a 6'4" product out of the Carolina Hurricanes. I understand at the same time, German product or Russian product and Peter Kochetkov. But you think about some of those big goalies and where Carolina has been able to get the job done on that side. He's looked really good in this contest. Every reason why this scoreline is what it is. And Sjohold's going to get a long shot in, and Guap's going to say no to that one. So 38 saves for Guap as it's iced yet again. So Germany cannot change. With 10:39 left to go in the third. So they're going to look at it on the TSN side, and hopefully they show, because Gordon Miller and Mike Johnson are talking about maybe icing is a little bit misconstrued there. They couldn't believe that would be the call, as it was pretty close. So with about half of this period left to go, Sweden gets another offensive zone draw. They're going to try to make it a little more distance here on the scoreline. They'll take a 1-0 win. They'll take 2 shutouts, but you think they want a little extra goal just in case Germany gets something. Cycle will get one. And now Lysell lost his stick. He's going to have to go back and pick one up. Outstretched pass. Gets picked off. And Germany will get this down across the red line. Pettersson puts it in deep. Germany has to go back in their own end and try to find it. And now they finally do. We'll see if they can go left to right across the radio dial. They got the white shirts with the black on the elbows and the black piping on the pants, while Sweden's in the all blue with the yellow piping on the legs with the white strip. Thrown back in front for Lindbom, as it was brushed aside. It was a lot more dangerous than it could have been. And Germany will intercept as we've hit the halfway marker of this third. 39 shots to 21 in favor of Sweden, but it's still a 1-0 lead only for Sweden. Turnover, Carlsson trying to center one out to one of the high slot, and that pass was a little bit inauspicious, but Sweden can now collect. They got some speed. Germany trying to hustle back, and back in front for Bystedt, and that one was a sick lift. He had his hands in the air. He wanted a penalty. He wasn't going to get one. Hauff will get this one down deep, and now Sweden will intercept it with Elias Pettersson for the Vancouver Canucks. Again, another Pettersson product. Bystedt will pick it up. Meiser trying to get around him. Bystedt will fire one into the screen, and Guap makes the save with 9 minutes left to go in the third. We'll get a TV timeout. Still 1-0 Sweden. It's a close game.
My hairstyle has been in my early 20s. I'm genetically predisposed, so we created Nutrafol. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement. It's never too late to improve your hair health. Get started at Nutrafol.com/man.
In my home, we were always keeping to a tight schedule, so having HelloFresh in our home is a must. HelloFresh has everything from family-friendly meals to fit and wholesome to easy options. And how to make life being a complicated year. They send you step-by-step instructions with perfectly pre-measured ingredients that makes cooking super easy for anyone. There are 0 chef skills needed. So when it's all said and done, HelloFresh always has my back, helping me in my family's busy schedule.
Go to HelloFresh.com/TV21 for the 21 free meals plus 3 free gifts.
Again, my apologies for not having as many name call-outs when I'm projecting the lines. I got lineups in front of me. I'm trying to conserve the voice from a little bit of a quick turnaround from Czechia and Canada when things got a little crazy yesterday. This one has been a lot more subdued with a 1-0 scoreline, but I will take that as we have day 2 of IIHF WJCs. Immediately iced, 8:58. We'll do it again. So 8:58 officially left to go in this third period. John here with you. The best WJC finish was 5th place in 1981 for Germany. And that is a long, long time ago, even before I was born. I'm a 35-year-old man. It was 87 for me. Goats. Nice setup there. Off the backhand and the shot. Off the forehand goes just wide to the right side of the bar. Germany able to keep this in. Macer just trying to locate it. As it was bouncing behind the net, they can't get it away from the little part of the net as it's put in front off the backhand side. It was a fortunate bounce. Germany has this right on the doorstep. It's behind the net again. It just seems to get caught in the netting and behind. And Lindbom has to be set up in front. He needs to stay in front of that crease. And that was a couple opportunities there for Germany, probably their closest call of the game right now. And Sweden will touch up. 8 minutes left to go in this third. It's still a 1-0 contest. Germany, about 30 seconds ago, came as close as they could to tying this up at 1. Shot off the 1T goes wide of Guap. It gets blocked, and he wants it immediately back. There's number 28 on the side for Sweden, but he's not going to get to it. But a penalty is going to be called against Germany for slashing. So now Sweden will finally get an opportunity once again to try to make this a 2-0 scoreline. Wasser doesn't like it, and I don't know if he's the one that's going to be going to the box. I want to take a look at this here once we get the part of the replay, and I see Hector with a little bit of a stick check. I actually don't see a penalty on that one. I understand the WJCs that we talked about being called pretty close. I didn't see anything that constituted a penalty on that side. And I'm just being completely honest. After some of these checks that Canada fans were talking about with a little bit too much there for Dean, I didn't see anything on that one that even warranted a penalty. But as it is, 0 for 3 with 4 shots is Sweden on the power play. They'll get this one back. This is a big opportunity to win this game right now outright. They got the lead with a 1-0 lead. They like that extra goal as it gets batted out of the air and saved by Guap. 1:44 left to go on this power play. Carlsson with a couple extra passes. That time he elected to shoot, try to knock it out of the air, and the kid Guap made the save. So he bobbles the puck initially off the replay and then bats it out of the air, and Guap was able to actually make the save. Another face-off win for Sweden. They've been really good in that department, especially on the offensive side. And trying to walk in and shoot as one of the Swedish players in the high slot, picked up here by Germany. Woodler has it now. And this gets knocked away, picked up here by Lindbom. And now Sweden will attempt to go right to left. About 7 minutes left to go in this third period. $1:15 left to go in their power play. Bystedt will try to get to it now toward the right side of the wing as this goes back D to D. And they'll set this up in the high slot. Janssen now has it, holds. Waiting toward the right wing side. Setting up in the high slot for Rosen off the 1T, and that one gets fanned on. So Sweden has had some opportunities and some looks for one-timers, but they've not been able to connect when the pass gets across to the stick. 6:30 left to go in the third. 45 seconds left to go in their power play. Nice entry on the right side by Pettersson. He's going to let one go, and that one goes dangerously across the left side of the post to the blue paint. Oskar will get this now. And this goes back to the defense here. Pellikka. This will touch up. Germany tries to play defense here off the backhand. This is kept in. Pellikka with the cross pass. It's open toward the right wing side. What a stop by Guak with the right of the stick. And this one gets cleared down the ice. 10 seconds left to go on the power play. John out here with you. We're getting close to the end of this third period here. Sweden still up 1-0. They're leading 42-23 on the shot board, but it's only 1-0. Ostlund try to get it down toward the right wing side. Germany will collect. Has a chance right off the break, right on the penalty box. And what a diving poke check to knock that one away by Sweden. Denied Germany an opportunity. But they're going to call something. And now Germany is going to go to the power play when we return, but I want to see what it is, and I'll tell you what it is when we come back. So I will either be back tomorrow with an NHL call. Cooper Hopkins can take the lead, and I'll run the color because I'll need a little bit of break there for the voice, and there'll be a lot more names that I know. And between the Calgary Flames and the Seattle Kraken, no doubt about that, so it'll be a lot easier to do name call-outs. If he's not available, maybe I will take the off day, and then we'll do the United States-Switzerland game on Thursday. And again, there'll be a lot more names that I know on that side. But I wanted to get as much of the World Juniors as I could. And for this week, for the beginning of the preliminaries, because we had Czechia and Canada yesterday, we had Germany and Sweden today, and then USA and Switzerland on Thursday before we get to the medal rounds next week. Because I'll have New Year's Eve plans, just recovering from COVID and things like that. So it'll be 21 straight days I've been stuck in the house. I want to get out and spend some time with the fiance. Hopefully everything else will be safely recovered by then. So those are the plans for me for tomorrow. Well, that's not a COVID cough. That's just a little bit of too much overwork over the last couple days. So Germany back on the power play. This is their fifth opportunity. They've had 12 shots. They had 10 shots in the first two and 2 shots on the fourth. Nothing on the third power play. Big time opportunity for them with 5:15 left to go in the third. Sweden going to try to make something happen shorthanded right now. Germany doesn't want that. Again, it's still within striking distance, and we'll see if after a couple minutes, if it gets down to 3 minutes, if Germany still hasn't scored, are they going to try to do something with the empty net pool? Philip Cranen has it now. He's going to put this around the kick plate. Sweden will find it. A couple big body checks. This goes back into the neutral zone and picked up by Germany. Fifth power play of the contest for them. 4:40 left to go in this third. It's a 1-0 game in the lead for Sweden. After they had an 11-0 win over Austria, they only have one, but it'll look like a +12 in their scoreline if they win it in a 6-goal average. But it really doesn't look that way in this game, I can tell you that. So 45 seconds left to go in the Germany power play. Finally gets something going in the offensive end. Has it in the high slot. Now toward the right dot. Picked up here. Off the move. Koss wants it back. He gets it off the rebound and he can't locate it. It's loose toward the left side of the paint. A big stop there by Lindbom. And now Germany will collect toward the right wing side. Now is on the right side red line. They play crisscross. Short side shot. Stopped there by Lindbom. And cleared down the ice by Sweden. Another couple opportunities for Germany where they got close. But close isn't the name of the day right now. They need a finish. 1-0 is the score line as the Germany power play is going to end. They get the entry, and then a big-time hit knocks one of the German players down, puts it down the ice. Picked up here by Germany as the icing is waved off. Germany has it now back in their own end. They need to go left to right. They got to do it quickly. They got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to work with. It's only a 1-goal game, 44 shots to 24 in favor of Sweden, but it's only one finish with 30 seconds left to go in the first period. And that's it, and that's all. So, Kitty Guap, going to touch this one with the goal stick. It's been a good third period for Germany, more so than the other ones, with the exception of the first 2 power plays when they had 10 shots in the first 3 minutes and then took a penalty, but that's it. Carlsson, stolen here by Germany, trying to set up off the 2-on-1 off the backhand, trying to get a goal! And that was just wide off the outstretched arms. Germany has it now toward the left side in the high slot, and this gets blocked. It's going to be a race for the puck. Lysell gets canceled off, but he's going to be able to kill some time toward the left side of the red line. 2:30 left to go in this third. Germany still within striking distance, trying to get a couple more rushes down the ice. This could be another opportunity for a 2-on-1. This is the cross pass, and he shot it wide. Oh my goodness, it was a chance for Lindbom. And he just didn't have to make the save there. Just shot it wide. Lost the puck at the last second, did Germany. Badul will pick it up now as they'll dump it down across the red line. Germany really buzzing over the last couple 2-on-1 opportunities. But Lindbom can even thank the post or thank the glass panes behind him because it missed a couple of times. 1:40 left to go in this third. John out here with you. NHL Network on TSN. We're going to finish this game off here pretty quickly unless we get to OT. Germany has it in their own end. Still 1-0 Sweden. I never thought the scoreline would even be at this point. The first 2 games have been a surprise. I'm not surprised that Czechia won last night, but I guess I am surprised that Sweden didn't score a little more goals on Germany. As this goes in the webbing and the catching glove and goes up on a plate. 1:30 left to go in this third. Timeout here by Germany. So Tobias Albstreiter is going to take the timeout. That's the Germany head coach. As we're taking a look on the TSN NHL Network replays there. Couple outstretched sticks could not be reached across to finish. Just off the outstretched hands of a couple of the forwards there for Germany off a couple separate 2-on-1s. And that is where we are right now. Germany had maybe 3 or 4 opportunities to score within the last 3 minutes from the 4-minute marker to 1:30 where we're at right now. Shots just barely went high. Shots just barely at the top of the bar. Maybe Lindbom got a piece of one of them. He's been really good, but Nikita Guap on the other side for Germany has been absolutely outstanding. And whether win, lose, or draw in this game so far, I can definitely tell you he's going to get Germany's Player of the Game award and get one of those shiny sticks that they give out after every one of these games are done. You can mark my words on that one. Yes, he is. People's first weekend playing for Sweden for the Vancouver Canucks. There's a couple of Vancouver Canucks products here for Sweden on that side as it's loose. And Lindbom finds it. He doesn't have a goal stick. And it's a big battle in front of the net. Now Heigl's actually got a couple punches thrown into his face. Sweden's not going to want to get thrown in the box for this. At least I would not imagine. Goaltender is skating away. Lindbom on that side. So right off the draw, it was an immediate shot. It got blocked out in front of one of the Swedish forwards. And then Lindbom had to make the save. And that's when a bunch of chaos happened in front of his net. It was Lutz with the 1-team. He let that one go toward the right circle. And it was just a madness scrum as the puck was loose. And the Germans were trying to get around Lindbom. It was a good effort. This has been an excellent game. And again, as I talked about it in the sense of what we had yesterday when I had a little bit of the guest host saying a couple of games that I picked would be a little bit of a crap show. I think both the games I got there right on the money as far as Czechia and Canada and Germany and Sweden. These games have been absolutely terrific right now. It's 1:15 left to go in this third. It's a neutral zone draw win by Sweden. They got a $1:10 left to go and they can nurse this 1-0 lead. Again, it would look like a +12 in the box score because goal differential is going to count, but they just only scored 1 right now against Germany. Germany does not go for the net pull because they're stuck in behind their net right now. They're trying to get one measured breakout as Guap is starting to make his way. Sweden watches it go through their zone. Guap will get down, and he's got to come back into his goal crease. So he hasn't had an opportunity to get out. It's 40 seconds left to go in this third. So Heigl will get this across. Guap is finally out of the goal crease, and this is going to be an offsides against Germany. So we'll check back in and see if Kid Guap's going to get back in there. Yes, he will, with 35 seconds left to go in the third, just in case there's a long shot or anything else. Now, I can tell you this. The shot differential is 44-26. Sweden has had a large margin, especially from that second period. But Germany, I thought, had played a pretty decent game, and Nikita Guap obviously will be the first star there for me. He's going to get that stick award for Germany when it's all said and done, and they'll play the Swedish national anthem, unless Germany can tie this one up within 35 seconds. That's what they do for the winners. They play the national anthem, and they give the awards for the best of both players. But this was a good game here for Germany, and Canada, I would imagine, is going to have a better effort for Germany, even more than Sweden could provide after the loss to Czechia. But still, Germany, I don't feel needs to put their head down, but I would definitely say, Kid Guap, you're playing tomorrow against Canada. So Germany will get this one as the net is pulled, and shot gets blocked. Sweden had a chance at the empty net, but they're not going to have anything happen out of it. Down to 2 seconds, down to one final shot, and the buzzer sounds. And Sweden wins this game 1-0, courtesy of a face-off win and a defense shot with 35 seconds left to go in the first period. That is how it ends. So Sweden, again, plus 12 in their box score with an 11-0 win over Austria. It was just a 1-0 win here today against Germany. It was a good defensive battle at times between both sides. I thought Sweden took a little bit of advantage in that second period with 18-2 on the shot board and that point of it, but Sweden's not going to care. They played great. Guap played excellent. I don't think Germany has anything to hang their hat on. It was a good contest. They don't need to put their head down. It was a good contest on both sides. So Germany opens tournament play. They were outscored 0-1. That's pretty much it. Sweden's got a 12-0 goal advantage. And they have the full 6 points because you get 3 for a win and 1 for an OT win on that side. So Czechia will have the late game. It's going to be Switzerland and Latvia coming up next. I will see you guys either tomorrow or Thursday. Thursday will be USA and Switzerland, and I will 100% be on that call as we'll get a chance to watch USA for the first time on that side. Peace out, guys. Talk to you then. I appreciate you guys following along, and we will either talk tomorrow or Thursday. Thursday, when USA plays Switzerland, I will be on that call 100%. Have a lot more call-outs, and things will be a little bit normal on the broadcast. Or it'll be Cooper Hopkins and myself with Seattle and Calgary tomorrow, but I will get a hold of them and see how that goes. So I'll either be on the color tomorrow with Cooper Hopkins, or I'll be on the play-by-play and full call between USA and Switzerland on Thursday. See you guys then. Peace.